Yo guys, welcome to Death Before Dishonour number 2. Hope you guys are as excited as I am. Guys, welcome
Yeah,
to
let's
Death Before
let's get this
Dishonour number
underway, which would be nice. I can see a few people in the lobby right there now. We're on a slight delay, but I will try and answer all questions wherever possible. I see Zach hopes that Zach guy wins. I also hope that guy wins as well. Nice to see you guys all in the chat. So let's go have a little look in our lobby. So up first, in round 1, we do have A Move Hacker, under the guise here of A Move Philip, and Zach B. Sane, representing all the Zachs of the world. It looks like they may have decided their first matchup. I'll just double check here. Cool, I'll let them guys sort that out there. And in the second round, we do have the returning champion, Ben the Barman, hoping to, reclaim his throne. He did very good last time. I believe his games all went to the full length there, winning them all 2-1, which is super exciting. And we also have a brand new player. He's very new to the competitive scene, which is always exciting. We do have Croissant Aubert, which is going to be very interesting to see what he brings to the table. A lot of these new players can often catch you off guard with kind of these crazy builds and whatnot. I'll let the guys do it either way. They can either pick up ban or gentleman's. Up to them. I'm pretty chill with either. Cool, looks like they're doing gentlemen's agreements, so we'll just let them do that. And whilst they decide on their matchups, let me know, guys, what armies do you want to see? Do you have a certain, people's champion to back? Any of you, any A-Move Hacker fans or so forth? I believe he's a bit of a Dowie legend in the online community. And yeah, I'm not sure who I'm rooting for at the moment. I'm trying to stay as neutral as possible. Oh, the stream is echoing. That is not good at all. Okay, I'll see if I can sort that out quickly. Hopefully the sound levels are fine. When it hops into game, it tends to lower a little bit, because I think it does in-game chat. Let's have a little look. So OBS seems to be doing fine at the moment. And yeah, that is on mute, so it should all be fine. Let me know how the sound quality is now. And of course, no need to worry about any stream sniping or anything like that, because of course there is going to be a slight delay here. Sound is okay for me. Nice one. Okay, it probably just sorted itself out. I did actually have the video loaded up and not muted, so it might have just echoed to start with there. Good to see you in here, Croissant. Hope you're doing all good, man. Hope you're feeling excited and pumped up. Let's go back onto the game now, so it's not freezing. Cool, it looks like a move wants to stay Dwarfs. Dwarfs versus Lizardmen, that's a really fun matchup, actually. I quite like that matchup. I often take the Dwarfs up against Lizardman. I think they've got a lot of good options. But, Red Crested Skinks and the new DLC kind of leveled the playing field a little bit, I feel. There's just so many tools for the Lizardmen. They really can play against anyone. I just hate facing those tricksy Tomb Kings with those who shops you great bows. They always tear me apart. Yeah, so both of these guys are pretty experienced competitive players. A-Move Hacker, I believe, has done a load of ECL with Turin and just is kind of all round the scene competitively. And Zach B. Sane as well. I actually saw him on Janet on Occasions channel the other day doing a really great game. So it's going to be exciting to see how these guys fare. And of course, Ben the Barman, he's my champion actually at the moment. I've decided he's going to be my champion because he's a returning champ. It's always nice to see someone try and claim their throne. So let's see what they're doing. I'll say dwarfs. Cool, just wait for Zach to choose an army and we'll be good to go. So we're going to be starting out on Troll Country. Super small map, which is why I love doing it for a first one. It just chucks you straight in there and gets up close and personal nice and quickly. Oh, good fighting talk by Croissant. Says, I am always great to compete with a champion in round 1. That is true, Ben does have the added pressure now of being a champion. I believe he's actually playing as well from his work, so added bonus for dedication there. Hopefully Zach's all good. Oh, yeah, he's standing as low. Sweet, sweet. This is a great matchup. Lizardmen are my favourite faction. I used to play them on tabletop as a kid. I used to run a Saurus Old Blood on Carnosaur, which was super uncompetitive. Everyone else brought Slans. Slans were just so much better, but come on, dinosaurs riding dinosaurs, what's not to love? Personally, I want to see as many Lizardman builds as possible, but there was a really fantastic build last round, actually, or the last heat anyway, in our first tournament, which I believe was bought by Ben the Barman, which was a Goblin build with Snarsnick, and he took it against a gun-heavy faction, bought 2 big Arachnox spiders, but then made them all go invisible. It was a really cool, actual idea. I've been sneakily using it on ladder as well recently, because I've got all the DLCs, and it works pretty damn well, actually, managing to get those big spiders up nice and close without taking any damage. Just doing a bit of a stretch. I have just woken up from a 2-hour nap, which probably wasn't the best idea to have a nap just before starting streaming, but I was super tired, so I'm sure this first game will get me pumped up, get me straight back into it. Looking forward to this, actually. I've been really excited for this all week. Let's have a little look at chat. Yeah, looks like I've got a few people in here, which is nice to see. Please do drop a like and do subscribe and all that kind of good stuff. Really helps out the channel. I'm trying to bring some new players in as well. Which is kind of what this channel was about when it first started, actually, was just bringing new players in, trying to explore the game, as I'm fairly new myself. I've played quite a few games now. I've had the game about a month, but it's nice to see some new faces coming in. So it looks like a move hacker is ready, just waiting on Zach here. I unfortunately only have one monitor, so I'm currently looking at the chat on my phone, so mid-games I'm probably not going to be able to answer questions too much, but it looks like they're both ready to go. Let's get this going. I have no idea what to expect. I think I have played both these guys on ladder once. I definitely played a move and got my arse absolutely handed to me. I believe I was dwarfs as well. I was trying to play some mind games, use his own folk against him, but it didn't go too well. I believe he used lizardmen against me and ended up just kind of isolating my troops and picking them apart. Awesome, so just waiting for the players to load in now. As I said, love this map. I quite like it on free-for-alls as well. It's just straight to the point. You hop in there, nice up close and personal, which might favour the lizardmen here. You know, a lot of the Dowie answers to the big dinosaurs and whatnot, apart from the Slayers, tend to be their thunderers and their cannons, and they of course can have less time to fire at short range. Any predictions, guys, in the chats? Any predictions? Any favourites you want to win? Apart from yourselves, of course, for those power nap should not exceed 30 minutes. Just like Ross, and I know it was a terrible decision, but I was super tired, so I went for a 2-hour power nap, and it's worked out alright. I'm not too bad. I've got some fizzy drinks for me to keep me going. There's a few little sneaky tricks you can actually do on this map. It's quite small, but there's little bits of forest dotted around. You can hide some little troops. Hope to see some pretty weird builds. As I said before, we did have that all-goblin build, which was super sneaky and cool. I believe we had 2 all-goblin builds last time, actually, which were quite nice. And we saw a lot of Dowie play, which is always good to see. They don't seem to be played too much on ladder. I quite like bringing them, but I guess they're probably not the most competitive due to their lack of mobility. Okay, it looks like we are loaded in now. We've got the chat in. Waiting for one of those. Now hopefully we don't have any lag. If we do have too much lag for any reason at all, I can always hop in and play a game, but obviously I'd much prefer to be commentating. It's really hard to play and commentate at the same time. I'm not used to it at all. So let's have a little look quick at a move's army here. So he looks like he's gone for Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, a long amount of Longbeards here for his main force, quite a few units there. Couple units of miners with blast charge on the front line. I really like these guys, actually. Their blasting charges can do great amount of damage against skinks and red-crested skinks, and just pull them down and then allow your longbeards to kind of grind out that fight. He has gone for some giant slayers, and of course the dragonback slayers. These guys are just super good, having that slow effect as well. Now it looks like he has gone for a unit of quarrelers. They'll be decent at chasing down skinks, not so good against Saurus with their shields. And 2 units of the Iron Drake, yes, the Iron Drake Trollhammer torpedoes. I love these guys. They're super cool, pretty thematic, and they do great damage against anti-large. It's just a bit of a struggle sometimes to protect them. He does also have Ulfar's Raiders there, so they're rangers with great weapons, and they have a nice little ability where they can put a debuff down. Now, in the back, he does have just a basic Dwarf Lord. Going to, basic little dwarf here. He's still going to be a bit tanky. He'll do the job on the cheap. And up in the sky, some gyrocopters with brimstone guns. Now, this is something I do not see often. Gyrocopters, I don't think considered super competitive, but Tazoo Devil, who's actually a really good dwarf YouTuber you guys should definitely check out if you want to improve your dwarf game, does actually tend to bring one. So maybe I'm missing out on something. So let's go have a little look now at Zach's army, and it is looking wide and fat as hell. Look at that. So he does have a skink priest here of beasts. Let's have a little look at what he's brought. So it looks like he has just gone for the Manticore summon and one other spell there. Let's have a little look-see. And also the Amber Spear, that's an interesting spell. Could be decent actually against the Gyrocopters. So for his front line, he has gone for a mixture of skink cohorts with Javelin, red-crested skinks, including the cohort of Sotek here, have a really nice ability which is Refuse to Die. So red-crested skinks, yeah, and mixed in with Saurus. So they've gone for a really variety in the front line here. So it's gone for lots of Saurus with shields as well in the front line. These guys chevroned up, yep, just a little bit, and skinks on either flank. So interesting builds here. I'm not too sure where the armor piercing's going to come from apart from those red-crested skinks, but should do pretty damn good. And in the front, he's gone very cheap with just a Saurus Old Blood. So this is going to be a super interesting build. It'll be nice to see how it gets on. So let's have a little look. Cool, just let them know they can start when ready. We're all gone through the armies. And yes, we've gone for the dwarf geometry here. This is actually a really good style of play, to be honest. You kind of onion up around your guns, and to be honest, these Trollhammer torpedoes would be great at taking down big dinosaurs and so forth, but they don't really have too many targets. We do have a little bit of sneakiness on the flanks here as well, with 2 units of chameleon skinks. So this is going to be a super good fight here. I'm really looking forward to this. And away we go, the first round of Death Before Dishonour number 2. So it looks like the Gyrocopters are going to go forward. And something I forgot actually, of course we're playing the normal Warhammer Cup rules, so you must always be attacking. And what Gyrocopters allow you to do, of course, is just move up to the enemy and do a little bit of poke damage. Force your opponent to come closer into, where you want them as the dwarfs. So I actually quite like the pick here of the Gyrocopter Brimstone Gun. He'll also actually be doing pretty good if he just, sits on top of someone like the Skink Priest the whole game. So he's going to be floating forward, and let's see, where is Zach's plan? He's probably just scoping out their enemies so far, as he's having to watch these rather nasty Brimstone Guns just fly up ahead, who may come in for a bombing run here. Nope, they're just going to be shooting these guys from behind, which is obviously a great choice to do more damage shooting in the back. So yeah, he's quite happy just to sit here and move, which is completely fine, with this nice little bit of defense. So he's gone for some Longbeards in the front, and he's actually gone for miners in the backup line, which I quite like as a play, because you can throw the blasting charges over top. If they're in the front line, they tend to only get 1 volley off. So against the red-crested skinks, if he can get these guys to target them, that would be great value, because they're going to be the main threat here. As you can see, he is forcing in Zach right here, doing some, a little bit of poke damage to these Saurus, nothing too spectacular. It looks like these skink cohorts are going to run over to try and do a little bit of damage back. A little bit of reforming going on here. I don't know if he's actually seen these guys who are right behind him at the moment. They could come in and start doing some poke on these Giant Slayers. That'd be actually really useful. Although they don't have too many great targets, but they're lightly armoured, so those little blow darts should do a decent amount of damage. So just slowly advancing here. It's going to be interesting. I mean, he's going to get the full wrap, obviously, on Amu's army here. But I don't know if he's got enough armour piercing in his army to actually break through and get into the centre pocket. I mean, he's got the red-crested skinks, but apart from that, Saurus will do decent in combat, especially if buffed, but I don't think he has any buffs. Manticore Summon would be nice, obviously popping it in the middle there. Interesting to see how he uses the Amber Spear as well. So this Chameleon's been very sneaky in the back here, just chilling out, waiting for their bros to come up. They're really cool models as well. The only problem I find with Total Warhammer, for myself personally online, is everything looks so cool. I want to zoom in and have a look, but then you kind of lose what's going on overall. So a little flanking force here, including these red-crested skinks. Cohort of Sotek are running around the flank here. Very patient play. It's probably going to be trying to find some weak spots, but it looks pretty beastly all round. And the front line has finally engaged. So these Saurus are charging into these Longbeards. They're going to be a bit of a grindy fight here. But the miners are throwing those blasting charges over top, which should give these Longbeards a bit of an advantage. The Saurus Old Blood has hopped in the front line against the Warriors Dragonfire Pass, and he should allow the Saurus to break through the front line. And great play here, sneaking through the gaps of those sneaky skinks there. That is brilliant play, reorganising his troops and popping them into the back line immediately. So there I was thinking he's not going to be able to break through the front line. Fantastic play by Zach there though, changing the formation of his force and hopping in the back. However, they are met by Giant Slayers, and he's just taking a huge amount of damage across the front line here. Lovely Amber Spear though, going up to these Gyrocopters, doing a huge amount of damage. And as we can see, he's just attacking from all angles now, so we have to see if the Dowie can hold. And he's just picking apart this box, managing to get into that back line. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Where is the Dwarf Lord? Okay, Dwarf Lord's over here. He's scrapping out in the front line. He's going to be helping, really helping these Longbeards out, taking down these Saurus Warriors. Let's have a little look how this is going. So cohorts of Sotek are getting some blasting charges on their face. These miners have done great work, actually really helping this front line. It looks like he's managed to stabilise this middle pocket. We do have some chameleon skinks, so shooting in, poisoning these miners, just trying to help these skinks break through them as quick as possible. We do have this other unit breaking into the back line. Looks like they're going for the rear charge on these Longbeards, which might help break them and help these Saurus get through. So we do have the Warriors Dragonfire Pass have broken, so they have managed to break through into the pocket. Of course, dwarfs aren't the fastest of fellows, so if he wants to chase them down, he can. A swing and a miss from that Amber Spear there. That probably would have brought down one of these Gyrocopters, so it's super unfortunate there. We do have more skinks running to the back line. It looks like they're going to get on top of these far raiders. Where are the Slayers? The Slayers looks like they've been tied up elsewhere. So these guys are going to be able to hop in onto the back line and start getting onto these targets they want to get on. Super close game here, really hard to call. There's just so many dwarfs everywhere. As you can see, there is, for every dwarf unit running away, there is 2 lizardmen. Dwarf Lord is, of course, winning the fight over in the front here. The big Manticore Summon is coming in. He would be able to chase away those Brimstone guns, or maybe pop onto his back line and do some damage to these Iron Trays. So yeah, these crawlers are caught up on the skink cohort, but all dwarfs, even crawlers, are only fairly decent melee combatants, at least for a ranged unit. They've got their axes out, they've got their shields, and they're going to be holding off these skinks for a long, long time. It looks like the main pocket of strength over here around the Saurus Old Blood. The Saurus is up against 2 units. He should be able to swing that fray, though, into their favour. Looks like these chameleons are trying to have a little bit of a pop hit at the Gyrocopter. Great play-by move here, though, hunting down these guys and forcing them off the field. So it's always good, if you guys are new to the game, it's always good to chase down around some units. It's just such good value, because obviously they can rally and come back into the fray. And that's just not what you want, especially something like red-crested skinks, who even in a small number can do quite a hurt on the dwarfs. So it looks like the box has been broken several times, but once again he's managed to stabilise the situation, has his Iron Drakes under control. However, it looks like a great Amber Spear might have come in here, or possibly these sneaky skinks, and it looks like they're going to break off those Gyrocopters. So not going down without a fight here. Power of balance is slightly in the dwarf favour, but nothing too extreme yet, and it has become a bit of a slogfest all over the field. So the Sotek has been popping their ability now. Nope, they're just poisoned. So some of them might have been poisoned by their own frames there. Oh no, that might be their ability to poison actually. My mistake. And yeah, I feel like the dwarfs are gonna hold here. They just have too many units still running around. Clean the skinks, they do a decent job. Oh, they're toning down the Dragonback Slaves, which is a great choice. They lack armor, being naked dwarfs just running around. But there's still these free shooting units online, and even in the melee fight, I think the dwarves will hold just about. It's mainly the Saurus Old Blood which is causing them problems, but he does have some giant slayers to tangle with now. But we do have some lizardmen rallying, you know, they are going to be coming back if Zach just remembers to grab these guys and turn them around. But even with them, I think it's going to be a bit of a struggle. I feel this is going to be a slow grind, slowly descending into the Dowie hands. Have a little look how the Dwarf Lord's doing. Up to 31 kills, that's pretty decent. He's just going to be punting some poor skinks there, as that skink does go flying. But he's back up. He's going to be coming back, seeking of revenge. And yeah, looking pretty good so far for a move. I mean, the back line, once again though, Zach's been fantastic at breaking into this box and getting on those back units. And with the Slayers kind of, you know, elsewhere, maybe he's going to be able to get these guys offline. But so far, Amu's just been fantastic at counterplaying this. Really, really top play here. It was great to see, of course, in our first game. These are 2 very high-level players. These skinks have run out their blow darts. Oh, not quite, they just charge into combat for some reason, or they got caught. They're doing a decent amount of damage. That's some throwing axes. I forgot about those guys. So I've only recently got the DLC to unlock these guys. Got it like 2 days ago. So I forgot they have throwing axes instead of the crossbows. So they look very cool there. And they're up to 43 kills. So a lot of the shooting units, 68 kills here, 69 here, have just been absolutely fantastic. And of course, the Longbeards just hold. That is their job. That is what they're designed for. And it looks like army losses may set in a bit. Parabansers swinging heavily in the dwarf favour now. We do have, very desperate charge here by the Skink Priest charging into combat. Up against the Longbeard, he's not going to do too much. And where is the Old Blood? Here he is, just slowly getting dragged down by waves of dwarves. He's dragging back stage, so we're hopping on him, slowing him down. It looks like, oh no, just a tiny bit of lag there. Zach might have given him a towel there, but he's going to be a true champion here, fighting to the end. As there's absolute Kobe's coming in from the Iron Jakes, right over top, probably hitting more dwarfs than anything else there. Saurus Old Blood, I like seeing him on foot actually in this matchup. Super cool model that you don't get to see too often. He's going to be diving head first into there, right into the Iron Drake's line. He's going to be hacking a few guys out. And as you can see, I do now finally on my channel have the Blood and Guts DLC. So hopefully we'll see some dwarfs exploding in a second of this guy. Some rather cool attack animations. He's starting to cleave these guys to the ground. As you can see, he's covering himself. He's going down with the fight here. What else is left for him in the field? I'm surprised this guy's still holding actually. I know he does have a big pocket strength over here. With the 2 units of Chameleon skiing, Skink Priest still active. He does charge in and actually managed to break off these miners. But there's just too many dwarfs, surely they can't come back. Where is the dwarf? Oh, the Dwarf Lord is completely fine over here. Maybe if he managed to snipe him out, he might be able to endure, but with the Dwarf Lord still active, it's going to be a tough fight. Let's have a little look at the chat here, see if there's been any questions or anything. A move will have a sneaky build, sure, that is 2. Let's see, the Age of Reckoning. It is the Age of Reckoning, of course. We do love a good Age of Reckoning. Hey, nice to see Zero in here. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing all good. Have to get you in one of these tournaments soon, hopefully, as well. Yeah, some of the Iron Jakes have been compromised. I mean, fair play to Zach. He is not giving up. He's getting some great value where he can. I really love the way he repositioned his units so they could fit through those tiny gaps. That was some really elite play. Really enjoyed that. It just wasn't quite enough. I don't think his army had enough punching power to break down all these dwarfs. I mean, if a move had gone, for bolt throwers and cannons and whatnot, he would have been able to hop on them and shut them down really quickly and probably rout them off. Because his back line was also super tanky, it just didn't really pay off getting into that back line. I think that is going to be game, surely. The Old Blood is starting to run for the hills. There's just this priest left who is standing surprisingly strong. He is one tough little fella. He's just here. Very cool little like feathers as well. Very cool model. He's going to be hunting down these guys. He kept hopping on top of the Iron Drakes, trying to get damage in where he can. But yeah, that looks like all his units are starting to rout now. Let's see a ton of minuses there. Yeah, that is going to be game. But very well played to both of them there. Very elite play instantly coming straight out the gate. Really fun to watch and cast actually. I'll try and remember to save this one and I'll probably cast it on the channel separately as well. And brave Skink Priest, last man standing. I feel like there's quite a few grudges to be settled here. I don't know if they've met each other much in lore. I think there's a few dwarves actually in Lustrous, so they must have met at some point. I'm sure there was a grudging that needed to be settled on this poor Skink Priest. It looks like he's going to be going down with a swing, which is what we like to see. And there it is, he's starting to break. I think he's going to be the last unit on the field. No, there's some chameleons come back. Every time I say this is it, they come out of somewhere, the little sneaky lizards holding on strong to the death. I've got cold blood in this as well. Just hold in there a little bit longer. And this dwarf army is absolutely tattered. Apart from the Dwarf Lord, everything is super weak. And yes, look at him, the Saurus Old Blood. He has not had enough yet. He's coming straight back, got cold blood popped on himself to keep in this fight. He's going to be charging him back here. He moves to GG, but Zach's not sitting down yet, man. He's got the Old Blood, he's going to be charging in. He's popping down the Horn of Kygog, getting that nice charge bonus. Popping into the back there, but it looks like that is army losses. GG all round there. So it's me 1-0 to a move now. This tournament is best of 3 in both semi-finals and the final. Let me know what you think of that format though. If you want the finals to be best of 5 in future, you can look into doing that. I'm not going to do that today, but at the moment, yeah, just best of 3. Works quite nicely. Stream should be about 2 hours. Huge amount of kills here on these Iron Drakes. They did fantastic protecting their back line. And the Longbeard's just such a solid choice. Right, game. I'll let those guys sort out their next matchups. Just have a little look at chat here. Yeah, very good start, wasn't it? Hope you guys are watching, you know, paying attention, because these could be your either one of these guys could be, you know, in the final up facing against you two. I'll let them just sort it out, and they might be chatting in Discord actually to see which forces they want to play. So I'll just leave them for a little while, and I'll give them a little bit of a nudge if it comes down to it. Just gonna have a quick sip of my drink here, so apologies for all the slurping noises. Had to go for the old fizzy drinks just to wake me up a little bit. I had a bit of insomnia recently, which sucks, but managed. Oh yeah, what is the second map? Of course. It is going to be Glacial Lake, so let's go down to that. Almost completely forgot there. Which I was very impressed I didn't do actually in the first tournament at all, but instantly straight in here again which one it is. So, so Glacial Lake, and if this goes to a third round, they are going to be on Pillar of Bone, which is a very cool map. I put it third just because I think we used it in the first one. Yeah, so it looks like we've got 9 guys in here, which is all good. Hopefully the stream's holding up, because I just got kicked off it on my phone, so let me know what the quality's like, because we did have a quality drop last time. I can always change it to be higher quality, but it'll just be a bit more lag, I think. My internet's been pretty decent recently. It does occasionally drop and then just come back. Oh, is that going for dwarves? That's fantastic if he is. Real mind games here. Hey, it's got 10 people watching, which is all good to see. If you're enjoying, please do consider, you know, subscribing or leaving a like. And if any of you guys want to get involved in the future, just drop me a message either on YouTube in the comment section, send me a message on Steam, or I'm on most of the big Discords. If you guys want to compete in the next one, we're going to be trying to do these every 2 weeks, roughly. And we also do have another idea kind of in the works of a good versus evil tournament. So I'll run it by you guys now, see what you think, and if it could work. So the idea is that it'd be 2 teams of 3. One is the Forces of Order and the other is Forces of Disorder, and it's just a knockout. So, you know, the Forces of Order, of course, have to play, you know, like Dwarfs, Empire, Wood Elves, for example, up against 3 evil factions, you know, Chaos, Norska, and the Greenskins, and then they just play one-on-one, knock each other out, and for example, if the good guys win 2 rounds, that last evil player standing, who won his round, has to then face those 2 back-to-back to try, you know, claim the title. It's just last man standing. That's a little idea we're working with, but at the moment we're enjoying, you know, the Death Before Dishonours. Loving the matchup though. We've gone Greenskins versus Dowie. That's very, very thematic. I'll just let them know to start when ready. Of course, no rush. We are super chill today, which is always the best way, I think, to do these type of streams. Of course, it's competitive and we want them to try their best to win, but it's all about the fun and just showing off some really fun games. Yes, no, I know what you mean. The when I zoom in, the battle noises are so loud. It's so frustrating. It's, for some reason, when I stream on here compared to using my normal streaming software for the videos, it uses the in-game chat, which is super frustrating. So when I zoom in, I'll try and move like right up to the mic, Or I'll just, I'll zoom in and I'll zoom out for when I do the actual commentary. But cheers for the heads up there, man. Cool, awesome. Looks like they're good to go. Yeah, super frustrating. If you guys know, like, if any of you do streaming yourself, and how to actually get the mic to kind of behave itself. Because if I use my microphone without in-game chat, it seems to have a really horrible kind of echoey sound. When I use it in-game, though, when I zoom in, for some reason, only when streaming, it really overwhelms the voice, which is annoying. You think you can name at least one unit a mover's bringing? What unit's that then, Ben? Let's see if you can prophesize correctly. Oh, please say it's going to be Grimgor. If he brings Grimgor, he'd be an absolute champion. Alright, let's have a little look here. So we will start with the greenskins and have a little look. So he has gone for the double Goblobber. Okay, this is pretty exciting. I haven't seen this used much at all. Goblin Rocklobber, including the Hammer of Gorks, the Regiment of Renowned version. So that's pretty damn cool. He's gone for the dancing man himself, Wurzag here, dropping his little awesome dance moves here. He's a super competitive pick. Has some awesome spells, including, of course, Effigy of the Git, which is super powerful. So for the front line, he has gone for Black Orcs Crimson Killers. Yes, these guys are absolute monsters. If you can protect them and get them into the front line, they can tear apart infantry so well. So front line of Black Ops, obviously super competitive against the Dowie. He has gone for the 8-peak Loonies and the Warlord Boys. So one of these is Unbreakable and another is Armor Sundering. So obviously super good picks there. On for a couple of units of Goblin Wolf Riders, including the Marine G Marauders, which of course is the Regiment of Renown version, and 3 units of Squig Hoods. Now this is something I've been trying out recently actually. These guys are armor-piercing anti-infantry, so if you saturate them in the front, a lot of people use them as flanking tools, which I think is a mistake. If you saturate them in the front, they can do a great amount of work. They are a little bit squishy themselves, but interesting build, I really like it, and this is actually quite a close quarters map, so if these Black Orcs can get in there, they'll do some damage. Now let's have a little look over here at Zach's army. So he has gone for Bugman Rangers in the front here, doing a little bit of vanguarding, and a super teeny tiny elite dwarf build. I love it. So he's gone for Hammerers in the front, including the Peak Gate Guard, the elite of the elite Dowie here. In the back, he has gone for Ironbreakers, the Grumbling Guard, and Norgrim's Ironbreakers. My god, that is a super elite build. All stands around Thorgrim, who of course is going to be giving them huge amounts of buffs. Let's just ensure he's brought them all. So he does have the High King, so if you try and target him down, the entire army gains huge bonuses. But if you don't target him down, everyone around him gets +9 melee attacks. So he's a super pain to deal with, and I actually quite like bringing him. So 2 really interesting builds there. I think these Goblin Rocklobs are actually going to do some serious work against these elite units. It looks like he does also actually have a Runesmith that I missed, and of course Iron Drake torpedoes there. These Goblobbers could seriously do some work. I mean, he doesn't have to go towards this dwarf build at all. He could pull everything back and just allow these guys to shoot. I'll just let them know to start when ready. Oh, trying to get 500 plus kills with Crimson Killers. I'm not sure they're going to be able to do that against this kind of such a small army, but they're so good if you get them in. It's just they obviously get tied down so quickly. Cool, looks like they're both ready to go. I'm really interested to see how these guys do. I'm assuming they're just going to be hopping straight on top of the Hammerers, but some early shots going in. Good targeting there onto the Crimson Killers straight away. This is going to be a super interesting game. I really like this map as well. This hole right here actually comes up with some pretty strange tactics, which actually looks like dwarves might be trying to take advantage of. You can kind of box around and defend one flank really easily. Looks like they're not going to get there unharassed though. We do have the Goblin Wolf Riders and the Mangy Marauders, who are actually pretty good in this matchup. Just getting some early poke onto these Ironbreakers. And he's actually managing to reach these Goblin Rocklobbers with his archers, which could be super key. If he can drag these guys offline, he'll have a much better chance of holding here. It looks like he's going to be counter-charging here with his Hammerers going into this front line. And those torpedoes doing a really decent amount of damage there. Fantastic damage. And the Hammerers are going in as the war is popped, and they come crashing together and this is going to go in really big favour of the Black Orcs just because that war is popped. They can do a crazy amount. Great play as well, getting the squigs in the back and just hop onto those Iron Drakes before darting out to get away before any damage can be done in return. Nolgrim Iron Drakes have taken a huge beating so far, but they have dropped their satchel charges on top of these Black Orcs, and they have managed to rout them off. These dwarves are holding strong here. They're trying to settle the grudge, and they're doing a very decent job so far. So it looks like the Hammer of Gork has actually had one of its siege equipment destroyed by those hammers, but Big Foot of Gork coming down doing some fantastic damage on the Grumbling Guard. It looks like these hammers are now sweeping across the line. It looks like they've scaled off their second unit. They've beaten down the Crimson Killers. Who Elite Black Orcs, my arse. You know, they had the Oath of Vengeance pop down, the Hammer of the Crack, which is also fantastic. Really underused ability. I used it against Lotus Moon a few videos back. If you go check it out, I can explain it. I won't go into details, but yeah, it's super good. And he's just hammering his way through these Black Orcs. I'm so surprised. I thought with the war they'd actually struggle at least a little bit, but they're quite confidently just going down the line, taking out these Black Orcs, who will rally and come back into the fray. So the Runesmith's trying to be a bit sneaky there, hop on top of Wurzag. I mean, these constant fire from the Rock Lobbers will do a lot of damage, but there's just a ton of hammers left. The Orcs are in complete disarray here. The power balance ebbing and flowing into the Dwarf's favour. The Thorgrim rolling around. He's got his little homies with him carrying into battle. I would hate to be one of those guys having to carry this big heavy chair. And it's looking pretty damn good for the Dwarves so far. I'm really impressed so far. Looks like another third goal coming down with hammers. Doing a decent amount of damage there overall. The Iron Drakes have turned their vengeance onto Wurzag here. Hammers have been chasing down, Peak Gate Guard have chased down these Black Orcs, which is fantastic. If these guys rout one more time, they probably won't come back with that few rolls, but they are getting slightly isolated now. They might be needed over in this main fight. But it looks like these other hammers are doing their job pretty good, breaking down these Black Orcs. Thorgrim is charging in. There he comes, just hammering his way through. I love the fact he just kind of points and things die. We do have some squigs coming back. They could be able to do a decent amount of work, but I don't know. The power balance is going really heavily in the Dwarf's favour now. It looks like our first game could be going all the way. He's pushing a move to his limits. Now, these Bugman Rangers are back on, shooting down the Hammer of Gork, which is a really good play. Obviously, if you can just destroy one more of these, it really neuters its potential. Wurzag, he's running around, he's dancing, he's trying his best, but I don't think there's much he can do. I mean, I love the fact he can, dance in the freezing cold just to try and keep warm, but the rest of the Orc army is crumbling around him, and he's not exactly the Lord you can just chuck in there to kind of turn the fray. He's a little bit more sneaky, dropping all those spells, but I think the Dwarfs have this.
Show us the enemy.
Let's have a little look at chat, see what you guys are saying so far. Bet you can better post a screenshot after. He's man on a mission, man, but I don't know. Okay, 4 kills. He's not posting that screenshot. Man, screenshot it for him, and whatever he posts up about Crimson Killers, man, you can just post that up afterwards. Instead, someone should be posting up these Peak Gate Guard with their 58 kills. This other unit of Hammers, 93 kills. They just tore those Black Arcs to absolute pieces. But we do have some Fanatics. Maybe they'll turn the fray, driving into these Northern Ironbreakers, doing a little bit of damage. It's always nice to see those little guys. But I think that's just kind of, a middle finger to the Dwarfs there, as I don't think there's too much you can do here. Nice FG going down on top of the Peak Gate Guard, sticking them in place. Oh, great 2-for-1 combo there. And dropping a mighty foot of Gork, just tore those guys apart there. Fantastic play, fighting to the end, much like Zach did in the first game. Great to see that. And it looks like the Rock Lovers have been finally shut down. One unit of Hammerers and the Bugman Rangers sort to them. Looks like the Hammers have been shattered though here. I'm trying to see any pocket of strength for the Greenskins, but even if these guys rally, which is unlikely, the edge of the board is just there. No, that's going to be army losses, and they do shatter off by the looks of it. GG, fantastic game, what a game. I'm really surprised at how well the Dwarves did there. They just destroyed that front line super quickly. Let's have a little look then. So yeah, 4 kills on the Crimson Killers, definitely not pay for themselves. whereas the Hammerers 94, 93, and 59 really the MVPs. GG's to them. Final round. A move is up to Lizards. Yes, A move. We love to see the Lizard men play. Yeah, hope you guys in chat having a good time. Hope the sound was a little better. I'm going to be trying to move pretty much right onto my microphone every time I zoom in. I just need to try and remember. And I need to switch the map up. So it's going to be Pillar of Bone. There you go. If like someone in chat can just yell map every time a game finishes, that'd be super useful, because I am dreadful at remembering that at the moment. I believe we had Pillar of Bone in our first one though as well. It's actually a really nice map. I believe that was in the first round. Let's see. Nice, so we got Lizardmen versus High Elves. Both have pretty good tools. In this situation, if I'm Lizardmen, I tend to go Massaurus and then a big fat Slan, just try and boost them up. Or recently, I've been trying to overload them with just large troops, because I mean, they have a lot of anti-large, you know, Spearmen and Phoenix Guard, but big dinosaurs, they can just push through those guys, and if they haven't got any mass, you can take, you know, Krotgar or the big Angry Regiment around Ancient Stegodon, and you can just tear through into that back line, hop on top of those Elven Archers. And High Elves in this matchup, I don't tend to do it too much. I think White Lions are probably fairly decent up against Saurus Warriors, and maybe just going for a bit of an elite combat build might work quite nicely. So yeah, we'll just let those guys decide their armies. And then, yeah, next round we do have a brand new player come in with his first ever tournament, which is super exciting. I always like to try and bring in at least one new person. In our first one we had Ninja, who did very good, very good accounts for himself. And it's just good to try and bring in a few more people and give them a good platform. And the fact this is a midweek tournament as well is I think most of the tournaments are kind of during the weekends. And because I work weekends, I've noticed that, you know, there's pretty kind of limited opportunities to try and hop in, especially if you're a new player. It's always good to bring, you know, one or two new players in. And he's going to be facing down Ben the Barman, the absolute champion at the moment. I believe is playing at work, which is just added dedication. So big shout out to him as well. And, let's just let these guys know they can start when ready. Actually, they already know that. I'll let them leave them in peace and let them sort out their matchups. Yes, you are playing at work. Nice, nice. It's good to see, man. Are you actually a barman, by the way? Do you work in a bar? I've always wondered. If so, I feel like your name is a little bit of a line. I get to drink. Hey, you do get to drink. That's very dwarf-like of you, kind of drinking and fighting at the same time. Yep, always good to force your staff to watch as well. There's nothing quite like forcing someone to watch something and just looking at them, hoping they're enjoying it. And even if they're not, you know, they're seeing it, so I don't mind. So hello to all of Ben's work colleagues. Hope you're doing a good job. If Ben does win, he probably should buy you all around. I'm just saying, it seems like the right thing to do. So who's your money on? A move or exactly same? Yeah, he was on the back foot, but came back hard there, pushing them back, using the dwarves against a move, his own faction. Maybe that was a bit of mind games there, just trying to throw him off. But it looks like a move is ready. get this underway. Any predictions? I have no idea, honestly. They both played pretty damn good in both rounds, to be honest. Yeah, both of them are fantastic players. Honestly, it's even in that first game, you could see Zach was really onto his game. I feel like his build wasn't good enough to take down those dwarfs, but he managed to sneak into the back line and just, you know, pretty unlucky in that match. Well, not unlucky, but just unlucky with the build setup. And it's kind of reversed in the next one, you know. Move had a fantastic build, but it just didn't work against that many hammerers. The hammerers just did so good. So I'm slowing in here. So this map, I like it. It's quite fairly flat for the most part. A lot of armies kind of meet in the middle, but there's also opportunities, you know, to sit on these hills. There's also a lot of trees for you know, some sneakiness, which is what we always like to see. So how's the sound quality for you guys? Hopefully it's better. Apologies for that first game if it drowns out my voice. We're trying to move a little bit closer to the mic, but I don't want to overpower it too much either. Here we go. Okay, so for the Mighty Lizardmen of a move, he has brought one of my favourite units by the looks of it. Yes, he's brought the Horned Ones. Very elite cav. I think criminally underused. I think they're quite expensive, but the changes to Primal Instincts I think really helps them out. So he has gone for a unit of Horned Ones on either flank here, for the sides as well, or for the front line it looks like. He's gone for Skink Cohorts with Javelins. They do a decent amount of job. These guys are really good value just in general. And then he's gone for a long line of Saurus mixed in with Temple Guard, including possibly my favourite unit in the whole game, the Star Chamber Guardians. They give an awesome Guardian bonus, which is 15% physical resistance to Lords and Heroes nearby, and they just do a ridiculous amount of damage, and they hold to the death. They just do not run. They're so powerful. He's also gone for a Skink Priest of Heavens there, which is nice to see. And it looks like he's only brought one spell. Let's have a little look. Just brought Wind Blast, which is actually very good against the High Elves who are tightly packed. And a Saurus Old Blood up on top of Carnosaur, which is great to see. Just awesome rolling around, killing people. And does remind me of my early tabletop games. He's gone for the Horn of Kyger, of course, Amulet of Itzel as well for 66% damage resistance. That is ridiculous. So let's have a little look now at the army of Zach, representing all the Zachs of the world. So hopefully he'll do them proud. He has gone for Tunis, Illyrian Reaver Archers, which are going to be actually really good at picking across the Skinks, which are quite lightly armoured, and just doing some good damage overall. They're also super quick, and there's not really anything which can really catch them. For his front line, he's gone for 2 units of Spearmen and some Phoenix Guard. And in the back, also 2 units of Spearmen, guarding 3 units of Sisters of Avalon. So if they're allowed to stay on the field the entire game, unharassed, they will do a crazy amount of damage. It's really going to be a game of can he push through and get on top of them. In the back, 2 units of Silver Helms. Looks like they can be used defensively, which I love when people actually use Cav defensively. Yes, they're great offensively and get around the flanks, but they can also be really good used to counter. And also some Spearmen in the back. And here for his Lord, he has gone for Teclis. So let's see what he's brought. I'm assuming he's brought his sword and all that good stuff. Yeah, Potion of Choroi. Regrowth, Enfeeble Info, Net of Amantok. Doesn't look like he bought the sword though. So let's get this underway. Cool, so it looks like they are away here. So nice defensive position here by the High Elves, the Sisters of Avalon. They're going to do a ton of damage, but there's not any giant dinosaurs to attack, but if they get on top of these Horned Ones or on top of the Temple Guard, they're really going to net some fantastic value. It looks like we've got the Illyrian Reavers coming in the back just to make sure he's following the attacking rule. As we can see from the first game as well, Move was really good with that with the Gyrocopter, and in return we have Zach doing it really good here with the Illyrian Reavers, so he can still hold up, you know, a nice defensive position. Bit of early poke just into the back of these Saurus. They do some decent damage considering these guys obviously can't use their shield. We do see one Saurus goes down there, so First Blood does go to the High Elves, and we have the absolute lasers coming in of these Sisters of Avalon here. It looks like he's going to go for a frontal charge of the Silver Helms just to try and break off those Skinks as quick as possible. Do some great damage. Looks like it's going to be a nice counter here. The Horned Ones may actually just full-on counter these Silver Helms. And luckily Zach does see that and pull them back. Fantastic play there. And he's pulling back his Skinks here. Probably trying to lure them into the Star Chamber Guardians, where of course these Silver Helms do not want to be. But it looks like his micro's on point at the moment, and yep, very quickly just pulls them back and is going to hit in the rear of these Skinks. Great early harass here. And these Illyrian Reavers are just going to be picking off people on the side, doing some damage to these Saurus Warriors. So fantastic early exchange here for the High Elves. And so far, all these Sisters of Avalon are doing a huge amount of damage. As you can see, they're in a tight formation. This actually allows them to turn a bit quicker and easier. And also, will it help them with the Wind Blast? It might make it worse, actually. So a big Wind Blast coming down could do a huge amount of damage. Where is that sneaky priest? Yeah, he's still online. He's doing fine. Fantastic early play here by the High Elves, breaking down those units. And it looks like the Horned Ones were thinking of doing a frontal charge here. And he does go for the Wind Blast, but it's a bit of a miss. I think Zach managed to spy it there and dodge out the way. His shots are going online now, and he's netted down these Horned Ones. They're going to be taking a huge amount of damage now from those Sisters. So fantastic play there. Also netting down the Saurus Old Blood there, so it was obviously overcast. Horned Ones almost managed to break into the back line there, but once again, fantastic response. Silver Helms come in, crash into these Horned Ones. It's not a fight they want to be in. They're holding in place until these Spearmen get in there. So overall, he's done a brilliant job protecting his back line, but it does look like finally he's managed to break through that big nasty Saurus Old Blood and these Horned Ones. He's going to drop one on one unit, one on the next unit, which is obviously perfect play there. And desperately, we have these Silver Helms trying to get back and defend. Wind Blast does go down, it's a decent amount of damage there. And these Horned Ones have also broken through the front line here. And these Saurus will slowly grind through these Spearmen. He really needs to keep these archers on line to help win that fight. But it does look like, I mean, Sisters of Avalon, they're not bad melee combatants. They're fairly solid. Looks like they've actually managed, with the help of the Silver Helms, to break off these Horned Ones and completely shatter them here. This is fantastic play so far. However, the Temple Guard is still going to be really nasty to deal with. He really needs these Sisters of Avalon to kind of pay their weight in gold. It looks like, once again, managed to net down the Saurus Old Blood here, and these Sisters should be unleashing, but unfortunately it looks like they are obstructed by this tree here. Missed the perfect opportunity to get some free damage. They do start to reposition, and this other unit who has just been wind blasted disrupts them a little bit, are getting some shots in at least. That's very unfortunate about that tree. So over on the flanks, it looks like these Illyrian Reavers are actually allowing the Spearmen to win the kind of frontline engagement. I mean, shooting the whole time, getting in charges where they can. And this is really honestly a masterclass of High Elves. So he's split up his Sisters so they can't be obviously all pinned down in one go. If you bunch them all up, they can easily be shut down. But here, by splitting up, he's allowing them to get this crossfire. Silver Helms are popping in to pin down this Saurus Old Blood. Has popped his buff, but he's just going to get shot from afar. I'm not sure if he's used his amulet yet or not. Techless is going to be in here dropping some spells by the looks of it, healing up these Sisters, which is a great choice. And he's managed to crump also this left flank here. The right flank is starting to be broken through those Temple Guard, but he's also won the middle engagement, and the power balance is going heavily now in the High Elf favour. Looks like this Saurus Old Blood, he's just trying to go on top of many units as possible, and he just flings some of these ladies down. But they're getting back up, you know, they're not too scared of no nasty dinosaur riding dinosaur. He is up to 55, but he's really been on point netting him down, moving these Sisters, and then just targeting them down. Now, there is still a big profit extractor. So have a very healthy Star Chamber Guardians, healthy Skin Priest, another healthy unit of Temple Guard over distance, and some Saurus Warriors. So it's not game over yet by any means, as he will start to struggle, especially if he runs out of ammo. He has nothing to deal with Temple Guard in particular, but it looks like he does manage to snipe out the Saurus Old Blood there, who may in fact just go down. He does in fact die completely, collapse into the ground there. The Star Chamber Guardians, though, are still holding strong, defending his body. But I think that is going to be game. Nice Wind Blast coming down here. Getting some decent damage on the Spearman. And he's only up to 7 kills, apparently, the Sting Priest, but he's done a lot of kind of HP damage overall. And A-Move has left. GG's all round. Fantastic play there. And we're going to see him in the final. So, Ben the Barman, hope you're ready, and also Croissant. If you guys want to hop in the lobby in a sec, wait for these guys to leave. The password is in the Discord, and we'll get you guys in. I hope you're ready, because one of you is going to have to face off against Zach. So yeah, just fantastic play. 101 kills and 60 kills on Illyrian Reavers is just great value, and brilliant play with the Sisters overall and the Silver Helms. This looks like a move has left. There we go. So Cross on, if you just want to hop in, man, it is Death Before Dishonour in the lobby, and the password is up on the Discord. We do have Ben the Barman here. Hey, and Cross on has hopped in now, so I'll let those guys sort out their matchups. Yeah, GG to Move. Yeah, fantastic play by Move Hacker in all the games, to be honest. Zach just played fantastic. Honestly, that last game, that was stupidly good. Which map is it? Thank you for reminding me of the map. Once again, forgot it. It is going to be this map right here, which I'm going to butcher the pronunciation. Languiel. There we go. There you go. Yeah, you're up to it. There's far more on it than I am today, but he's going to have to be, because Crosson is, I'm sure, a very good player. Maybe his first tournament, but that doesn't mean anything. Hello, Zootron as well. See you in the chat there. What's up, man? Hope you're doing all good. So it looks like Ben the Barman is going to go Empire, which is pretty interesting. Summon the Elector Counts. Yes, that's what we love to see. And they're coming up against the Dark Elves. Okay, interesting matchup here. So he picked Empire and banned the Dowie, which is pretty damn good. Oh, you could go with Ben there. Let's sort out their matchups. I haven't done this matchup myself too much. I don't tend to play as either of these factions that much. I'm slowly trying to get into every faction. Probably play Dark Elves a lot more than I have Empire, but Empire, one of those armies which they can do a little bit of everything. So as long as you're a good player, there's no real limit to where you can go with the Empire or who you can face. I think the Dwarfs is a tough matchup, so it's probably best to ban them, but apart from that, they seem to do fairly solid against most people. Hey, Dimmy G, what's up, man? Wicked D, how's it going? Oh, Zach, I would love to play in some tournaments. I currently work nights on weekends, which is like the worst combination because all tournaments seem to be happening during weekends. But if there's any like midweek ones, I'll definitely jump in some. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, please do leave a like down below. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. We're going to be having more tournaments coming up. This is number 2, probably another one in a couple of weeks. And I try and put about 4 to 5 videos up a week of mainly just Total Warhammer at the moment. So it should be good. Of course, I've seen Ben the Barman play before. He ground out the championship last time. So he won both his games 2-1. They went the full distance. He managed to take down Chaos. He's been trying to play himself off in the Discord for this as a bit of an underdog coming into here. But he took down Chaos, who is, I believe, in the top 300 players in the world. So that's no small feat. He's taken down some big players before. So he may try and fool a few of you with this underdog routine. But don't believe it for a second. He's a very good player. Oh man, if you've got some Flash tournaments, definitely let me know, man. I would 100% would be up for playing that. I'm not the best player. I'm still fairly new. Well, no, I've played quite a few games now. I have like over 100 wins on ladder and stuff now. But if it's this type of format, I know kind of 1 or 2 armies like really well, and a few like are pretty decent. Cool. Looks like Crosson is ready. Really interested to see what builds he plays. He's not a tournament player, so sometimes they just bring these crazy builds which just catches you off guard. There's a lot of mind games that go into Total War. Yeah, and if any of you guys in the chat do ever want to play in this tournament, literally just ping me a message and I'll put you down on the list to get you guys in. It's great to have as many people as possible. At the moment, they're always going to be on Wednesdays, normally around about 8 PM British time. So hopefully it allows a few people to kind of get off work and whatnot and get involved. And just, yeah, let me know. We always try and get the champion back and maybe one other player who's played before, and then a couple of new bloods in as well. Yeah, that'd be super good though to play in some Flash tournaments sometime. Oh, looks like Ben has dropped for some reason. That's not good. There he is. He's back again. Hopefully he doesn't have any problems with his internet. I know he is at work, but he played last time and he's fine. So that just dropped, but had an army ready in 1 minute. Alright, no worries, man. Yeah, we're all good, just chilling. There's no rush at all. Super chilled out tournament. There's no antis at the moment. If this tournament does grow, though, I mean, it was one of the biggest videos on my channel. Actually got over 100 views. So if we keep going, eventually we're going to be able to put antis up and stuff as the channel does grow. Which has been growing really healthily so far. Up to, I think, 54 subscribers now, which is really cool. Started just over a month ago, I think. Maybe a little bit more. I've got a super fun event coming up next month as well. I'm not sure if I should say it or if I should keep it a secret. But we're collaborating with another YouTuber. Who's a bit of a bigger YouTuber. On like a little themed week we're going to be doing on this game. Which is super exciting. Hey, Dimmy G, sign you up. Hell yeah, man. We'll do. Sweet, so everyone in the tournament Discord, and first free to message you get in, Zach. That's pretty damn cool. I'll definitely try and keep an eye out for that. And yeah, Dimmy G, definitely get you in this one, man, if you're up for it. I am very English, yeah, I'm like 100% English, man. I'm from the south coast of England, near Brighton. Oh, looks like they're ready to go. But I'm currently living in London. Which is super weird. I moved here about 6 months ago. It's a very different pace to living on the south coast. South coast is a lot more chill, which I'm kind of used to. Whereas up in London, everyone's kind of, you know, in a bit of a rush all the time. But it's got its perks. Oh, you're from Hastings. What's up, man? Nice to see you representing England as well. Definitely have to get you in. I believe Ben the Barman is also English. He represented last time. I'm not sure where the other guys are from. I'm assuming Croissant has to be French, surely. I don't want to be stereotypical there, but must be. Right, let's have a little check down at Ben the Barman's army here. So on the flank, he does have 2 units of Empire Knights. They've managed to dodge me by the looks of it. So look, it looks like he's got quite a big cav contingent here. 2 units of Pistolers. The Raw Outdoff Griffites. These guys are so nasty. I hate fighting them. They cause terror. Anti-large, fantastic all-round troop. Another unit of Demigriff Knights with the Halberds, so anti-large. 2 units of Empire Knights, so gone really heavy into the cav force here, which I quite like. And for the front line, let's have a little look over here while he's still positioning. He's got some spearmen on the flanks, just good solid unit there to hold the line. And some Forgenants here, which are pretty damn decent. They're damage dealers, and of course they're unbreakable, so they hold to the death. Some swordsmen and the Sigma's sons, who are indeed unbreakable themselves in the front line. They do fantastic at just holding down and let this cav do a bit of a hammer and anvil tactic. In the back, he does have a Jade Wizard. Looks like he has both the healing spells there. What is that item? So I'm still trying to get used to all the items for different factions. So he does have a Power Stone. There we go. And where's his Lord? I'm probably being very blind here. Oh, he's over here hiding in the forest with his Demigriffs. And we do have Volkmar the Grim. What a lad. So he's gone for Volkmar here. He's going to be dropping all those buffs down and just increasing these Royal Outdoff Griffites to ridiculous levels of damage. So let's go have a little look here at Croissant's army. So for the front line, he has gone for looks like a mixture of Dread Spears and Bleak Swords. They're decent. You don't have to go to elite up against Empire Infantry. Unless they bring Great Swords, these guys will do just fine. So in the back, he does have 3 units of Shades, which are just going to be pretty decent. Of course, they're invisible up until they get nice and close. And Empire don't have a huge amount of armor, so they do pretty good. We do have a repeater Bolt Thrower in the background, who's going to have to do a lot of work trying to take down that cav, and 2 units of Black Arc Corsairs in the background. Up in the skies does have Malekith on his big nasty-ass dragon here. So he is obviously a wizard / combat lord. Let's see what he's brought with him. So he's brought Soul Sealer, of course, super competitive, drains opponent's health, gives it to you. Super useful. I've been caught out by this so many times, and you think you've nearly finished them off, and they just pop that down. Blade Wind, and of course Noxious Breath on the dragon. It looks like he does have his own cav contingent in the forest here as well, with a unit of Dark Riders and 2 units of Cold One Knights, which will do pretty decently up against the Empire Knights, but they will get torn apart by those Demigriffs. So, good luck, have fun, yep. go. Should be interesting, just from the matchups, or the armies. I feel like Ben's got a bit of an advantage going into this, but I thought that as well about the Black Orc build in the first heat, and I was really mistaken about that, so we'll see. It'll be interesting. This map allows for quite a lot of cover as well. I'm not sure how much line of sight this thing is going to have, but it is a bolt throw, so it does dip, so it should be fine, hopefully. Looks like he's just sorting out. Let's have a little quick check on chat while we're waiting. Oh, don't make me say... I can't say it. The guys on the front line. Naked fanatics is what I'm going to call them. Flagellants is what I call it. I think I said flagellants or flagellants. Not sure what's correct. I have honestly the worst pronunciation with some of the maps and just characters and spells and whatnot. Especially if you play campaign, the Lizardman ruins and stuff. I can't say their names for crap. Looks like we're going to have a bit of early skirmishes. The Dark Riders do come into a bit of poke. But they are going to be scared off by these Pistoliers, who do decent. I'm not sure. I mean, the Dark Riders probably do better in this matchup, but I believe there are 2 units of Pistoliers who have come racing forwards, getting a little bit of early damage going on here. Do they have any questions? No, it's just all good luck, have fun. It's nice to see. The main thing, obviously, is we want nice competitors, and of course, all our competitors so far have been fantastic, and of course, be invited back again. So some early shots as well coming from the bolt thrower. Seems to be just trying to target down the Pistoliers. Have got a few kills on them. It looks like just the one so far. He is doing the single shot. Taking down 2 there in one shot. Doing a little bit of damage, and they're getting a little bit danger close. I mean, Malekith could pop in there, but it looks like he's just sitting back. He probably knows of the danger. So these Altdorf Griffites and Falcon of the Grim being very sneaky, playing the long game, waiting in the forest, not kind of showing their hand too early yet, as the rest of the army does move up. Taking quite a decent amount of damage on these Pistoliers now, though. Let's see. The Dark Rider's just chilling. Where is this Cav force? That was deployed over there before. Oh, it looks like they're coming around the back in a bit more of a defensive formation, which is just fine. Start doing some decent damage. I would probably go for the spread shot, though. These guys don't have the best hit point pool or armor. Oh, it looks like he has switched to Empires. And a frontal charge coming by the Dark Riders there. Fantastic play. Just getting that free damage wherever you can. I mean, there's nothing to stop them, really, here. Pistoliers are trying to charge in, but... I mean, they could easily be counter-charged as well, and these guys are super fast. They're going to get back. So he does go deep in with Malekith here, and the trap is sprung. So the Royal Altdorf Griffites are going to be charging here, and they're going to do some great damage. If they can surround Malekith and pin him off early, that has been great value. And he does come in with the Empire Knights as well, trying to pin him in. Is he going to be able to escape? This could be a disaster early on here for Cross-On if Malekith gets picked off. He probably needs to drop a Soul Stealer just to keep his health up and keep trying to force his way out. However, the Bolt Thrower is getting in there and doing some great damage, hitting some of these Royal Altdorf Griffites, and the main fight is getting underway. Looks like some Cold Ones are charging in, trying to rescue the situation. It looks like they might be able to break Malekith out. Looks like he should be able to get up into the sky now, and a big old Soul Stealer has come down. So, not the end of the world situation there, but he has had to sacrifice his Cold Ones. He did some decent damage. He should be able to pop in the front line now and just systematically tear through all these guys. So overall on the front line, it's not going as badly for the Dark Elves. Over on the flank, we did have some Cold Ones charge in, but they have been counter-charged by some Empire Knights. Empire Knights don't want to stay in that engagement for too long, however, as Cold Ones are anti-large and do a decent amount of damage. It looks like some Demigryphs have managed to swoop around the flank. Ben the Barman is just attacking from all angles, which is obviously always a good way to play it. And he's going to be able to break into this back line. It looks like he's going to pull these guys across, hop on these shades, and shut down that Reaper bolt thrower. So over on the side, Empire Knights have been broken off. They will come back though. And there's a decent amount of damage. It's turned into a fairly decent situation, using the Cold One Knights and the Dread Spears to pin in these Royal Altdorf Griffites, and the constant fire coming from the shades. So that initial bad engagement actually turned out to be not too bad in the end. In the back line, though, we do have these Demigryphs who are just running rampant. They're hopping on top of these Reaper Bolt Thrower, and it's just going to go down rather quickly. In the front line, though, this could be a great pick here. Malekith hops on top of the Jade Wizard, and he can destroy him really quickly. However, Overwatch coming from the Pistolers is doing a serious amount of damage to Malekith. This is a great fight back. After a shaky start by Cross-On, he's actually doing very good now. Power balance, however, is very slightly in the edge of our current champion, Ben the Barman. But I don't know, man. Empire Knights, they've been run off. Royal Altdorf Griffites are getting a regrowth, which is super good. Great value there. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Front line is slowly being won, I believe, by the Dark Elves, kind of in the far distance here, and in the middle. It's only down here where Volkmar's just running around, being a bit of a pimp that he is with his cane there. And he's just going to be hammering these shades down. That's a fight they really don't want. But Malekith should probably, to be honest, just hop on top of this Jade Wizard, although he's taking so much damage from these Pistoliers. Looks like a spell is being dropped. Is it going to be a Soul Sealer or a Blade? It looks like a Soul Sealer. He seems to be healing himself up, and he's not really that close to his healing cap yet. So he can just float around doing this damage where he can. And overall, though, the power balance is creeping just more and more in the favour of the Empire. It looks like he did manage to break off these Cold Ones to the man with the Royal Aldofs, and that heal and then coming back has been huge. If he'd managed to scare them off with some Dark Riders, just escort them off the back of the field, that would have been fantastic. But they've hopped in now. They can do a decent amount of damage against these Dark Riders, and it looks like the Dark Elves are starting to buckle. Still have a big pocket of strength over here in the distance, though, and Malekith, with a couple more hills, will be in decent shape, and it looks like he's gonna absolutely demolish that Jade Wizard there. Goes down with a little cheeky headbutt and a lick from the dragon here. What's the name of Malekith's dragon? I feel like it must have a name. It's got to be a named character. But overall, not too bad. It's just the Dark Elves are just getting thinner and thinner all over the place. But again, so the Empire. The power balance is massively in their favour, which I'm a bit surprised about. That may, though, just be down to the healing of Malekith, or the health loss. Sorry, if he does a bit of healing, it might waver back a bit. Oh no, but here we go. Power balance has ebbed and flowed, and it looks like this flank has actually been won by the Empire and broken. Probably due to these Pistoliers helping out with their shots. And with that going down, it's just going to be Malekith against the world. And you can see across the field, Dark Elf units are starting to waver and run. And I think that is going to be game. Very well played though. Nice comeback there. Starting in a very bad situation. Just couldn't quite bring it back in the end there. And that is going to be army losses by look of it, as Malekith does break. GG though. So round one to our current champion, Ben the Barman. Let's have a cheeky look at chat. Apparently the Barman is Batman. You're so right, man. Oh, you want single shot, do you reckon, up against those? I mean, they're so light armored. Does the spread shot not kill those guys in one hit? You can tell I don't use Dark Elves much, because I should probably know that type of thing. But GG there in the first game. Nice to know, though. I am learning as I go. Mate, cold ones. Ben the Barman is definitely going to be popping open some cold ones with the boys later today, working at a bar. And he is Batman. I've heard the rumours. I have heard the rumours. You hate Empire. Man, I'm kind of the same. I don't like playing Empire. I don't really like playing the humans in any of these type of games. I also am not the biggest fan of undead factions, but that's probably just because I'm trash at actually playing them. I mean, there is something, you know, super exciting about, or at least heroic, you know, about humans coming up against all these horrible terror-causing monsters. But at the same time, I want to be the terror-causing monsters. Seraphon, that's it. I knew it had a name, I just couldn't remember. Although I do prefer Chewie. Chewie's quite a nice name. Hey Tristan, you're back in. Nice to see you, man. I believe, when you were mates with Consul of Rome, who popped in last time I got to the final, I believe. Man, I suck at Undead so bad. I just got the Tomb King DLC though. Bought all the DLCs yesterday. I'm just waiting now on Vampire Coast. And I did actually play the Tomb Kings and had a bit of fun with them. Oh shit, I felt a map again. Oh, every time, man. Storm Demon by the looks of it. So let's just go down. And Ben the Barman is already the MVP, just for reminding me every time of the map. So Croissant is going High Elves and Ban in Bretonia. Okay, this will be interesting to see where he goes there. Now, who do I normally play up against High Elves? I quite like Norska. I feel it's a really even matchup. But it's pretty fun. You can use Berserkers to easily stomp the front line. And I quite like using the big old werewolves to try and pin down Cav and whatnot. Let's see. True champion of the streamer. Yes, he is. He's a big champion right now for me. Mate, I'm 100% on Tristan's side here, Wikid. Oh no, Dimmy G, sorry. I'm 100% lizard men all the way over beast men. They're the best type of men at the lizard variety. Beast men are cool. I know you, believe I've seen you on a couple of tournaments before. I know you favour the beast men, but come on, dinosaurs riding dinosaurs. What's not to love about that? Yeah, I hope you guys are all having a good time though in chat. Nice to see some faces in here that some of them I recognise from previous times, some new faces, so it's super cool to see. Hey, Ben is going Norska, nice. Looks like Ben the Bomber is currently having a cheeky drink, to help with those nerves, giving a bit of Dutch courage there. Looks like he did spill his drink a little bit, but it's good to get going. So yeah, great first game there. Nice little comeback by Crosshunt as well. After that initial kind of struggle with getting Malekith pinned down, but just wasn't enough in the end. Ben's really good at attacking you from all angles, and it's really hard to actually defend your back line up against him. No, this isn't the final man. This is the second semi-final. And it is currently 1-0 to Ben the Barman. So if he wins this, he goes straight through to the final. If not, goes to a final game. Tristan coming in with Crack is not good against good players. I kind of agree with you, but up against someone like Vampire Counts, it's really hard to dodge just because you're so slow. Especially if he pops down the shield of the old ones, it's actually quite hard to see it come down. But good players, you are right, can do it. It is doable to actually dodge them. What I tend to do, if I'm playing Lizardmen and I really want to be an arse and bring the Croak build with, Mass Temple Guard, I tend to bodyguard him with someone like Krotgar. So, if Terror guys come in and so what, trying to pin him off, you just hop in there with Krotgar, it does so much damage. Especially that Hand of the Gods. I can try and get score graphics next time, man. I'll definitely try that. This is only my second live stream, so I'm still learning, but I really do appreciate you guys checking this out, and obviously coming in with the advice. I'll try and get some scorecards up. Shouldn't be too difficult. Eventually I'm going to get a face cam, but I'm not sure exactly when. I wait for some more monies to come in. Man, I love Krotgar. Like, people don't like taking him, I don't feel, but recently I've been using him with fairly decent effect. I think just because people expect you to bring Salan. Yeah, that's 100% Ryzak. He's really good at forcing you to kind of move everything around, which you don't want to do. Cool, looks like Ben's ready. Just waiting on Cross on him. Yeah, losing Elizabeth against Counts is really brilliant. It's just harsh. Honestly, is it the hardest matchup at the moment? I know Wood Elves versus Bretonia was super hard as well. The Wood Elves just get run over, basically. There's not much they can do. But with enough Wild Riders, can you turn it around? Hamel Discord? I'm not sure. That's true there, yeah, exactly. One micro mistake, and he can just delete units. Cool. Looks like they're ready to go. Let's roll, okay. So will Ben the Barman once again go into the final? Or will Croissant manage to upset the people's champion here? Just gonna have a little sip of my drink. So who is your money on, guys? Who are you back in? Do you have a favourite in this matchup? Anyone you want to see in the final? Oh, Chaos vs. Coast. Yeah, that's nasty. I think Chaos vs. Counts is also pretty nasty. Cool. So in we go. I'll leave chat alone for a second. Let's look at the forces of Ben the Barman, the current reigning champion, here to defend his title. So for his lord, he has gone for Wolfric the Wanderer on top of a chariot. Now, chariots can be super effective if you have fantastic micro. Me, on the other hand, I get these guys stuck and they tend to get dragged down. But also Shaman Sorcerer of Death in the back here with Fairbiuna, and it looks like a Spirit Leech. Actually, is there Fate? Yes, there is right there. And Spirit Leech, kind of your standard picks. For the front line, he has just gone for Marauders, which will do a decent enough job up against kind of Spearmen and so forth. It looks like they are chevroned up, at least some of them are along the front line. In the back, he does have some familiar which are pretty damn awesome. I actually prefer the skin wolves, but that's just because they're werewolves. These guys are fantastic. They'll saturate into the front line and do some huge armor-piercing damage. In the back, 2 units of Marauder Horsemen. Just a really good unit overall. Fantastic skirmish cav, and he looks like he does have some Norscan Ice Wolves on the flank. Does he have? Yep, he's got one on either flank, plus some Norscan Warhounds. Of course, the Ice Wolves do slow down people with their frostbite if they get in combat. So that looks a pretty solid build overall. And what's this? Ben the Barman being sneaky. Who would have thought it? He does have the Mist Stalkers way over in a really long kind of range Vanguard here. Going to be very interesting. I mean, if they can get the drop on cross on, they can do some huge damage. So he's gone for a much smaller elite build by the looks of it. So he's gone for some silver helms with shields. He's gone for the Fireborn, who of course fantastic. They also do they do fire damage? I feel like they do. They do indeed. So of course they're going to be great against trolls and frog and so forth. If they brought frog, these guys would tear him apart. In the back, he has some Lothran Sea Guard by the looks of it, 2 units of those, and the Sisters of Avalon, who we've seen, if you can keep them online, they can do fantastic damage. In the front line, he's got super elite, 3 units of Phoenix Guard, which of course, anti-large, just absolute beasts. And, oh, it looks like we've got the Regiment Renowned Spearmen as well. I haven't actually seen these guys used too much, but they do have magic defense against all and magic aura, which is pretty cool. And yeah, let's see who's got for his Lord. And Teclis, of course, very competitive pick. Him and Ilariel are probably the best 2 picks. With Regrowth, Enfeebling Foe, and Net of Amtok, which is pretty damn good. So yeah, I think that's everything by the looks of it. Ready when these guys are. So, can the champion pull it out? Or will the underdog, scrape his way to the top? So, as we can see, Ben is going to be running straight in, of course. And it looks like in response, he's just chilling at the moment. He'll be moving forward shortly. I'm sure he's just checking out his opponent's army. And as we can see, the Silver Helms, they've sounded the Warhounds. The Rohirrim is moving forwards. Man, I would love an all cav build. I feel like Bretonnia can do it quite well. Just that charge in Lord of the Rings is just the dopest thing ever. So they're going to be moving forwards. They could just hop. They probably don't want to hop onto the Ice Wolves. I mean, they will be able to crump them pretty quickly, but of course they then get slowed and allow all these other units to come in, and they are taking some poke damage from those javelins, which these guys are just such a good skirmish unit. And of course, Spirit Leech going down on the Fireball. I thought that was going to be a fate there, but it is quite a small model count, so overall good play. But it looks like there's going to be a response of a heal, which is obviously, as long as none of these models die, looks like one does go down there. The heal should hopefully counteract it as much as possible. So a bit of early damage done to both kind of the cav units, but he has had to use a bit of Winds of Magic. Spirit Leech is a medium kind of level spell, I think, price-wise. It's not too bad. If you drop the Fate, that's a massive investment. Over on the flank, these Silver Helms are trying to find a home, but they've been really scared of those horsemen. He just needs to pull them back and save them for a bit later in the game, as they're just going to get out skirmished here. But we can see the mighty pew-pew of the Sisters that are coming in. Their little laser shots, and they're just going to be hopping on top of these Marauder Champions, which he does have hidden amongst these Marauders. And a great charge on the front line here with the Firebomb, who's going to charge in and then fall back. It does look like they take another Spirit Leech, an upgraded version as well, which I think just increases the range, but I'm not 100% sure there. Good targeting down on these champions here who can do a decent amount of damage, whereas these Marauders, they're going to really struggle up against Phoenix Guard. So the Firebomb taking a huge amount of damage so far, and the front line is engaged. Let's get some of those nice juicy close-ups. One Phoenix Guard actually does go head over heels there and get dragged down, but they should do a decent job. They're super elite. The champions will do not too bad, but the Marauders, I can't see them doing too much work. It looks like they are going to be assisted with these chariots there. Bit of crossfire coming in, and he has managed to catch Wulfric in a little bit of a net, surrounded him with Fireborn, and unleashing just wave after wave of volleys in. But it looks like the Miststalkers are coming in to try and defend their master. Wulfric could go down here. If he can bring him down, that would be a massive boon there to his forces. Because one, it gets the Char offline, which of course is going to be a pain in the arse to the back line. Looks like we do have a Fate coming down as well, which is going to do great work on these Phoenix Guard. So though it was an initial great engagement for Ben, he's starting to struggle a little bit with Wulfric going down and his front line starting to buckle. But he's now getting loads of great rear charges, and he's shut down this gun line or archer line, which is key. I mean, this is something he's just fantastic at, forcing you to move your archers, hopping on top of them. And these guys, there's no way they're going to escape now. Without that, he's really going to struggle to take down some of his more elite units. all the way over in the distance. It does look like we have some silver helms who are chased off, or at least trying to chase off some Marauder horsemen. And in their front line, Phoenix Guard, they're holding fairly decently. This one who did take the fate of taking a lot of damage, but they're probably still going to win this engagement against the champions. One unit are basically taking no damage, and this one as well is really healthy, so they're going to be tough to take down. Lothran Sea Guard, they'll probably get crumped pretty badly by Marauders, but these Miststalkers in the rear can do a great amount of damage. However, it does look like the Shaman Sorcerer has been broken off. Now, where's Wolfric? He's rolling dirty through the front line. He's got to watch out. This Noble is going to be hunting him down. If he gets caught, he's doomed. So it looks like there was two Norscan Warhounds which have been forgotten about over in the distance. Really needs to bring those guys in. They could be great for chasing down troops, getting some really good value kind of late game. But, I mean, they're starting to struggle now. The Fimir Warriors are slowly being dragged down, but there's just so many. And it looks like Wolfric has been caught. Teclis himself is hunting him down, and he's doomed. He is absolutely done for. Even if some miracle he managed to get out there, he's not rallying. And down Wolfric goes. The mighty pointy-eared princess himself manages to take him down. And with that, Power Balance though is still in Ben's favour. So that is a nice little pick here. And you can see a lot of Norscan is starting to break here. Power Balance, I think, is slowly edging back a bit more towards the middle. And these Phoenix Guard are going to be a massive pain to take down. Looks like the Fireborn have rallied and they're coming charging in. Still getting a nice amount of shock damage. I feel like there could be an upset here, but these Norscans are going to start chasing down these Warhounds, sorry. So they're kind of a great pick late game, but are they going to do much against Phoenix Guard? Don't think so. But they are getting worn down by this constant javelin fire, so possibly, yeah, maybe actually, maybe. Still got a lot of ammo left. If he just focuses down those Phoenix Guard, there's a really healthy Noble. Teclis is healthy. They've now broken off the Miststalkers, Knight Enfeebling Foe on top of them as well. This is close. This is very close. Lothran Sea Guard are online, firing some shots in. But once again, Ben, of course, being fantastic with micro, hopping on top of his ranged units. Lothran Sea Guard can fight, but not that weak, and a rear charge as well. These guys are doomed. There's no way they're going to be coming back. So it's all about this Death Blob now. Can the Death Blob hold the line? Do you have the Shaman in the distance there? Take down Sisters. Sisters, decent melee combatants, though. But yeah, actually slowly making his morale go down. But yeah, they're shattered. There's only one left there. So another unit shattered off the field. It's going to be interesting. I think Ben might have this just because he still has these javelins online. Thrown in, getting decent damage. Phoenix Guard do not have shields, of course. And he still has a healthy unit over here. Let's see. They've also got 5 rounds of ammunition. This one still has 1 by the looks of it. And they can just constantly cycle charge. So Phoenix Guard, obviously great anti-large, but if you don't have anything to stop people cycle charging them, they can struggle quite badly. Yeah, it looks like Ben might just be able to edge this one out. It's still close though. Still a very healthy Noble, and there's not many tools left to take him down. All the cav is running out of ammo, and he can pretty much solo most of this as long as he doesn't break. And that's a problem with army losses coming in. We can see all the high elves are starting to break apart from the 2 heroes. If he just stands and fights, he can do fantastic here, but don't think he's going to be allowed to. Do have a very healthy unit of Ice Wolves over in distance as well, probably who are just hunting down units. And I don't think Ben's going to allow these guys to rally using the Shaman Sorcerer, who's quite beaten up now. Obviously has no application in the main fight here, so he's just using them to chase down Phoenix Guard and stop them coming back. And I think, unfortunately for Croissant, these 2 heroes are just going to break. I mean, the Noble might get on here and do some decent damage to the Shaman if he can catch him. He should, of course, be a bit faster, which is nice. He's going to break the Shaman and scare him off, but I think it's just going to be army losses. Yeah, Teclis goes down, Noble's going to break. If they just stood in the fort, I think he stood a really good chance there. But GG, fantastic game by both players there, really close game, and it is Ben the Barman, the reigning champion, trying to defend his title in the final up against Zach, representing all the Zachs across the world. So very good played by both of them there. Fantastic game overall. In fact, all the games to date have been pretty even and close. Nice bit of sportsmanship there as well. No bitterness. Just good luck for the final. Hope to see you in chat, Croissant, soon. Let's see. Yeah, Spirit Leech just kills models. Oh, of course. Yes. Ah, very well played there. Let's just have a little check. Okay, I've missed quite a lot on stream. Oh, none. chat, unfortunately. Let's have a quick look through while these guys pick. And Zach, obviously, just hop into the game, man. Yeah, you can win all weird spams in so many games. Yeah, Spirit Leech just kills models, which is obviously makes it. Ah, there they are, both in here. So what was Zach in? Everyone's voice. Hello there. So we'll let them sort out their matchups quickly. Just have a little look through chat. Zero, you may have won everything you've been in, but you haven't fallen in one of these yet. So, can you truly call yourself a champion? Unless you play in the Death Before Dishonour tournament, I'm not so certain. Hey, Crossman got buttered, what a pun. So let's see if they started with their pick and ban. So this is of course the final, still best of 3. If the map had flatter, oh yeah, well, I'll just switch map. I think that is every game so far I've forgotten to switch map, which is fantastic, and it is going to be, let's have a little look. There we go. Kelp and Coal Dust. Yeah, Ben the Bomb once again, map attack. Honestly, every time, he is an absolute hero now. Yeah, move was just, man, that move's so good. It's very good. Just pretty good ladder. Yeah, Amber Spear, that's nice to see actually. I haven't seen it used too much. So they're just going to sort out if they're doing Gentleman's Agreement or pick and ban. I really don't mind. Honestly, it's just down to the players. Whatever works for them is good for me. So who's your money on in this final? Yes, Falcon, it is the finals right now. So we have Ben the Barman, defending champion, up against Zach B. Sane. Super good player who managed to knock out a move hacker. And you know, well played, Crossman, man. No worries about being nervous, dude. First tournament, you played really good, man. That second game was super close. If Phil Noble and Teklas actually held there, there's not much that could do too much damage to them. They probably would have eventually been dragged down, but unlucky, man. Well played. Yeah, all you guys in chat, man, Falcon, Zero, Dimmy G, any of you guys want to take part in any of these, they're going to be on Wednesdays, probably every 2 weeks, 8 PM, just shoot me a message. Always great to have you guys in here. Was a good fun matchup. Any suggestions? So let's see how they get on. So yeah, who's your money on? Don't know, man. Zach played super good in that first round. I was really impressed how he managed to beat a move hacker. But Ben is the returning champion. He's got a lot to fight for. He's got more on the line than everyone else. Man, I'd love to see you play Kislev. Man, do you reckon they're going to bring Kislev in at some point? As like a little side DLC? Polar Bears? I mean, pretty damn cool. That is a very bold statement there, Dimmy G. Very, very bold. I've seen Falcon play in a lot of tournaments. I haven't played him myself, which is probably good because I do not think it would end very well. For Falcon, of course. You know, I don't want to ruin his reputation and kind of tear him down. But I'm just too good. I'm just too good. That's why I don't play in these. I have to commentate. Cool, they're just on that matchup. Super chill, so no rush. Oh, what do you mean with the old mods there, WikiD? I might try some of them out soon. As I said, I'm fairly newish to the game now, like a month or two I've been playing. So I haven't actually tried out the mods, just been playing vanilla. Yeah, I've heard Falcon's a bit of a noob. I have heard such rumours. Somehow managed to get into the ECL finals again, I believe. Trying to defend his championship himself. But he is a champion for the Lizard Men, so you got to give him that at least. Yes, you guys are enjoying, of course. Share the word, spread the word of these tournaments. Hopefully we get a few views in after the tournament as well. The last one was, I think, the second biggest video on this channel. I did a game against Turin when I very first started, so I had a few people pop into one of the early ones, but it's the biggest one since then, which is really cool. Got over 115 views, I think, or something. So spread the word. If you guys want to enter, absolutely feel free. Like, subscribe, all that kind of good fun stuff. All that standard kind of YouTuber stuff you have to say. Got a Patreon, all that kind of fun stuff. Also, feel free to drop links to your Twitches and YouTube channels in here as well. I know, I'm pretty sure Falcon has a Twitch account. And a few of you other guys probably do. So just feel free to drop them in there and spread the word. Or leave it in the comments so when people rewatch this, they'll be able to see them. See. Cool, green skins for Skaven. I know exactly what Ben the Barman's going to do. I know exactly what he's going to do. If Zach's seen the previous tournament, he'll also have quite a... oh no, it's the other way around, wasn't it? Zach might pull a Ben. So what Ben did last time was he brought Snarsnick and 2 giant spiders and the Shaman with that spell which like shrouds them, and he just was invisible the entire battle all the way up to that front line, and then just tore through their ranks. But it's actually a reversal, so it'd be interesting to see how this plays. I'm hit and miss with Skaven. It's all the routing units and all the micro it takes to kind of keep bringing them back. But they can be very powerful, especially after the DLC. Sweet. Now let's get us underway. The finals has begun. Yeah, DG, no, I know, of course. Falcon's a great dude, man, honestly. I actually spoke to him a little bit on Lotus Moon's Twitch he did the other day. I ended up playing Lotus Moon on there. Falcon's a super good player. Actually, one of my favourite players, mainly because of Lizardman, and just I love the rush builds, the super aggressive play. Really good dude. But again, I could beat him, of course. But everyone else, I think, struggles pretty bad. Slowed in here. Hopefully, we do not have any lag or anything. So Ben is playing from work, but it seemed to hold up in the first game. We've been pretty lucky in all the tournaments. We've never really had any lag. There can never be enough Doom Wills, of course. So let's see. Is there any Doom Wills? It's hard to say. There's a little bit of forest in the way. But he does indeed have a Plague Claw Catapult, which is going to be great at just moshing down some of these kind of squishy targets. He does have Itic Claw up on his favourite little mount here. A little Doom Flare, which is very awesome. I mean, he just looks badass on this. Look at that. Just cheering as he goes. Awesome character overall. Looks like he has brought the Brass Orb with him. unlimited power, which just reminds me of Turin streams with the Palpatine. And it does look like he's also brought Warp Lightning, so pretty good picks overall there. And he is moving everything around, so it looks like he has gone for a big mixture of Skaven slaves, some with spurs, some not, and they've just gone wide as hell with some clan rats. We do have the Clan Vulcan tail slashers, however, who look unbelievably gangster with their flaming swords. Going for a Beric Dondarrion type of look there, which is very cool. And some Plague Monks as well, who'll be able to tear up kind of lightly armoured infantry super quickly. Of course, very good against the Greenskins. And he has gone for some Rat Ogres as well, for a bit of that backline protection. A couple of units of Slingers. And yes, we do in fact have a Doom Wheel. Rejoice, people. There is a Doom Wheel on the field. It's always good to see. As long as you're good micro, these things can just work a lot like a chariot. Just tear through that line. Now, if we go have a look at the armies over here of Zach, he has been super sneaky. And he has Goblin Wolf Riders in the back. And he's actually vanguarded his Lord here. This is a ballsy move right here with Goblin Great Shaman on Wolf, which is a super cool pick, actually. Looks like he's got the War and a few nasty little tricks up his sleeve. In the back, he also has some more Goblin Wolf Riders and Night Goblin Squig Riders, I believe, these guys. Again, I just got this DLC yesterday, actually, or the day before, so I started using these guys. They're pretty damn cool. And let's go have a little look at his main force. So, for the front line, he has gone for Night Goblins and some nasty Skulkers. He's also gone for, looks like the Regiment Renowned Night Goblins here as well. So, overall, these guys are going to do pretty decent. I mean, they're cheap chaff, but again, that's what the Skaven brings. So, they trade fairly effectively. He's also gone for some Orc Boys, just for a little bit of added meat and punch in that front line. On the flanks, he's got more Night Goblin Squig Hoppers. He's got Goblin Wolf Chariots as well, which would be pretty decent at running down those little scheming rats. And just a ton of Squigs overall. A couple of Squig herds in the back here. And 2 Doom Divers, which will do pretty good. I like Doom Divers. One, they can recorrect themselves in the air, which is super cool. Plus, I mean, come on, you're flinging goblins into the enemy. And the fact they load themselves in as well just shows how insane they are. He also has a unit of Nasty Skulkers and a unit of Savage Orc Biggins to protect them. So interesting, after seeing the builds, you guys, any changes to your predictions? Think Skaven? Going for the Skaven one here? Okay. That is. Oh, and we are underway. Some early shots coming in here from the Natty Bobo Sharpshooters, who I did miss. They've been super sneaky, and even I managed to miss them. And they're firing some shots in against the Savage Orc Biggins. Plus that catapult has come in, doing some pretty huge damage early on. But let's see if the trap is sprung correctly. We're going to have goblins coming around from all angles. And if they get on this back line, they're able to shut down nicely. But there's not too much to shut down, just these 2 units. And they are protected by this ridge here, so he only has to guard from a couple of angles, which is super useful. Yeah, huge damage coming in on these Savage Orcs. I know he's kind of targeted them down, but still a lot of damage there. And the Natty Bobu Sharpshooters, or whatever they're called, that's my best pronunciation of them so far. Targeting these chariots, which are going to be able to run free a little bit. And big catapult shots coming in, stomping on some of the Savage Orcs, who have lost 15 guys now. They're going to be getting to the front line, and they will tear apart Skaven slaves. But he's just popping them forward to try and buffer the lines for as long as possible. And most of his force is moving around the flank. I don't think he's managed to spot this backline harass that's going to be coming in yet. He does have one sneaky unit of Rat Ogres, which may be able to spot them and kind of assist. So this could be a bit dangerous if he manages to sneak through, if this army keeps advancing here. So the Skaven, of course, getting stomped on the front line, but in return, they're doing huge damage with their artillery pieces. Looks like it's a claw firing a little laser. Also the Doom Wheel there. He's going to be driving through. And just look at this guy. Look at this guy. He just destroys as he rolls through there. Doing a great amount of damage. Breaking off this Savage Orc Biggins unit just as Wild Caught, which is really unfortunate for them. I think it's done a ton of damage. But he has just walked through this front line. And because most of Ben's army has moved around the flank here, there's not too much left to protect these kind of high-value targets in the back. Power balance has gone slightly in favour of the Orcs so far, Greenskins. And in the back, let's see what's happening here. So we do have some clan rats with rat ogres are beating down the squig hoppers fairly effectively, and these other rat ogres are beating down the goblin wolf riders. So it looks like he managed to spy this kind of little backline harass and take them down pretty efficiently, but there is some wolf chariots now in the backline, not where he wants them, and they're going to be hunting down these plague core catapults and also scaring off the massive blue sharpshooters who have been pinged out by those doom divers. What I've forgotten about, let's see how much. Oh, there's so much in reserve still. He's forgotten so much of his army back here. 15 kills on one, 13 on the other. If he just advances with his whole army, he's starting to kind of get beaten back now a little bit. We can see a lot of units starting to rout off. He needs to push these guys up. There's a full unit of Savage Orc Biggins, Nasty Skulkers, 2 units of Squig Herds as well. They're just not needed to defend the back here. There's nothing that can really get to them in a hurry at least. And now this army has come around the side. It's starting to crush a lot of the greenskins. Things are going a little bit better in the front line, however, the tide is starting to be turned by this Doomwheel, and Claw just rolling around, tearing these guys apart, pretty unopposed here. It looks like the Great Shaman here has managed to just about sneak past those Skaven Slaves and force his way out of that little dodgy ambush, which kind of backfired heavily, and get back towards his army. So he is pushing up now, so these units can come into play here, but I feel like they've been much more useful at the start, but at least, you know, they're well rested, they're going to be hopping in, and they should be able to stomp over these units who have overextended a little bit away from the main force. Super close game though. Did you have the sharpshooters coming in, pinging a few shots at that Great Shaman? He's a little bit of a dodgy fellow, but he's hard to hit. Looks like the Plague Mons have had Gorkle fix-it pops on them, and they're going to get clumped down pretty bad. We still do have that Plague Core catapult up to 66 kills, which is pretty nice, and flinging shots there.
Make blood!
So these Night Goblins are being torn apart, and there's just a lot of rat ogres coming around the flank now who are super healthy. And the power balance has now ebbed in the opposite direction in favour of the Skaven. So Ben the Barman fighting back here, and he's now scaring off a lot of these units, losing the Doomwheel and Claw just to force them off. And I believe these guys, do they cause terror Doomwheels? I don't know if they did. Yes, they do cause terror and fear by the looks of it. I think the flares only cause fear, which you'd think is a giant wrecking ball of knives with a maniac rat riding. I thought it would cause terror, but great pick here, doing a lot of decent work, of course, against greenskins. And I think this is going to be game. We have a brass orb coming down here on these nasty skulkers, which are going to do a decent amount of damage. It has been nerfed, however. And the back line, it's looking a bit rough. The catapults are still online, but they're going to eventually run out of ammo. They don't have the most kills. 39 is decent, but 15. I know they were targeting out the sharpshooters a bit earlier, but still. And it looks like the Skaven are just going to overwhelm these Savage Orcs. I really thought he needed to push them up with his main force. Of course, he needs to leave signs in the back to defend these Doom Divers. There was nothing that fast. I think as soon as he realised that, he really needed to push forwards. We do have one unit of goblins who stand alone over here. Unbreakable goblins. They will stand, they will hold their ground, but they're going to get dragged down by these clan rats. I'm afraid, I believe they stand alone. Everything else is starting to break off. Got some Squig Herds who are starting to rampage to a tiny pocket of strength there, but they're going to get crunched by this Doomwheel when it comes in. And these rat ogres are now on the hunt. They're going to be hunting down this Great Shaman, who's of course a lot faster and should manage to run away. It looks like he does spot it quite late on there. And he gets pinned up against a tree by it looks like it, or one of the rat ogres, and he's starting to get absolutely pounded. These Savage Orcs doing pretty decent, got a sneaky stabbing on them, and they're going to tear apart a lot of these units. Itchy Nuisance also coming down, but just sheer weight of numbers here is going to be. It's a numbers game at this point. Can we see how many numbers there are? I mean, it's not that far off actually, they're fairly even, but what's left for the greenskins is kind of fleeing, and a lot of it is kind of goblin chaff, which isn't going to do too much against these mighty rat ogres. So just let's have a little look at the Doomwheel, just tearing through, doing sustained combat now, but he can still do bits, ramming these orc boys, and they are now breaking off. And of course, he can just chase off all these units in one go, and the rat ogres are hunting down units. It's not completely all over yet, but it looks like another brass orb coming down on the Doom Diver catapult. Not sure how much damage it's going to do, but it does actually hit all the crew, so might be able to do enough to break them off. I think this is going to be game. I mean, there is a healthy unit of Goblin Wolf Riders over here in the distance. And still, actually, the Goblin Shaman's healthy. He's going to pop back here, and he can just hop on top of this catapult and on top of the sharpshooters, but I think that's over. Army losses are setting in. Power balance is starting to go heavily now in Skaven's favour, and that is going to be game. So, super close game there at different points. Power balance was actually fairly heavily in the greenskins here at one point, I just really think the disjointed attack cost him, and just forgot a few units, including these Goblin Wolf Riders, which is surprising because obviously we saw how incredible his micro was in the first game, but maybe that was a choice, to leave those guys back there, and he really thought he'd get great value off the Doom Divers and just really wanted to protect them. So that is game. I think we just have, looks like 9 unbreakable Night Goblins holding the line here. Brave Goblins fighting to the death, very un-Goblin-like. And they're up against Clan Rats, so this is going to be a little bit of a grindy fight. How much, they got 117 kills though, so they did do fairly decent there, but I'm sure it was against mainly just Chaff. And let's see, yeah, he has noticed, and his entire army has been coming over. So GG, a lot closer than I think the end kind of looks. Obviously he's got a lot of forces left here, but there was at one point the Orcs were heavily in favour. And I looked at how well they were doing in the front, saw how much they had in reserve, and I thought, surely they have this. But he just managed to pick them apart. So well played to Ben the Barman, our current champion, and he could win it again in this next game. So all this talk of him being an underdog, he likes to play up to this in the Discord. All this, yeah, I'm an underdog man, whoever wins first game is going to crush me if I get into the final. It's a load of rubbish. Yeah, so let's have a little close-up here on the best unit in this entire army, of course, the Doom Will. Rolling by here, it's just such a ridiculous invention, I love it. And that is going to be game. Let's have a cheeky little look at chat then, while we let those guys decide the next one. Yeah, Doom Will as well, love them. That is true, Croissant. Champs do win when they need it most. What is my favourite unit in Warhammer? Oh. Probably, I love the Star Chamber Guardians. I'm a big sucker for Lizardmen. I used to play them on tabletop back in the day. Oh, I actually remembered quick though. I actually remembered the map, which is incredible. In possibly the final game, I've actually remembered to switch maps, which is going to be Alpine Ridge, if I can find it. Oh, it's somewhere stupid, isn't it? It's not under A. Where are you? There you are. Yeah, I can't save from spectator mode, which is super annoying, so I wanted to cast some of these games. But so Ben, if you do watch this afterwards to watch your own ones, do send me that file as well. It'd be good to have. We'll let them sort out matchups. But yeah, going back to that question, my favourite unit probably has to be Temple Guard, just because they're so thematically cool. The idea as well that those skull helmets they have are like previous Temple Guard, and I think they pass down some of their powers. I believe in lore, but it's got to be something Lizardman kind of based. I do love Fanatics as well, though. I did just cast it, Dimmy G, but last time I did this, I had a few people ask if I could do some like in-depth breakdowns of the battles, but it doesn't seem to let me save it for some reason, unless I'm just skipping over it. I'm super tired, so I may have just missed that. And yeah, I had someone want to... We had like a really cool Goblin build in the last tournament, someone wanted me to do analysis on. But I couldn't in the end. Alpine Ridge next, yes it is. I really like Alpine Ridge in the second of the finals, because it's really thematic, obviously the climbing the hill to try and be champion. Hounds of Tashin are cool. Yeah, what are all your favourite... Oh, the game bugs out, does it? That sucks. What's all your guys' favourite units? Did any of you play tabletop as well? I haven't done it for years. I must have been like 14 or something when I played it. But yeah, big old Carnosaur, Temple Guard. It was just awesome. Just real hardcore Lizardmen units are the best. Never played it. It was super fun, man. I know it's switched over to Age of Sigmar, which is like super controversial. The models look really cool though. Maybe one day I'll get back into it. Cool, there's someone out there, Ben the Barman. They're being very diplomatic, just asking what matchup he actually wants to do. And he's been great actually over both games. He's a really good champion. He's been super nice to everyone, and actually helped me out with the stream obviously on where to advertise and what's not on Discord. So super cool. Or Regiment Renowned Shrieking, what the Flamin' Shrieking? They're dope, man. They're dope. Cool. I'll take a quick swig of a drink. Yeah, we could do that. That'd be great, man. I'll send you a message. To Zoo Devil as well, like he's a quite big dwarf YouTuber. Also told me to get into contact with, I believe, Shadow Online Gaming. But yeah, no, honestly, this community has been super great. I started not too long ago, and everyone's just been super nice, just slowly growing the channel. Yes, I do have Discord, Tristan. I am on Discord. I don't really have my own kind of Discord channel or anything yet. Maybe when I get a bit bigger on YouTube, I will. I've got one where I just chuck all the competitors at the moment, and they all can just chat through stuff. But I'm on the multiplayer Discord, the tournament Discord, Taurin's Discord, Sotek's Discord, and I think Lotus Moon's now. I actually played him the other day for the first ever time on his Twitch channel, and yeah, he's a tough player to play up against. He came High Elves, went a little bit memey, didn't take loads of chariots or anything, was actually super cool about it, and I took the Dwarfs. It was a close game though, you can go check it out if you want, it's pretty cool. Yeah man, the community's great, honestly, it's been super chill. I've had like no problems with anyone. There's one or two people on ladder who will, you know, like lock in straight away or whatever, and it's a bit of a pain, but apart from that, the actual kind of community side of it's just been so cool. So, do we have Dark Elves versus Chaos? That is a cool matchup. Awesome, that's pretty damn cool. I think Dark Elves have a lot of tools here. They've got a lot of armor piercing up against the Chaos. I've only just got the Chaos DLC as well. So, I've used them once or twice now. And they're pretty fun, pretty hardcore. You can just go for those mass infantry kind of builds and just smash into your opponent. I've seen a lot of people use a lot of cool flying builds as well. Yeah, ladder's ladder, bro. I know what you mean. But I really want to get into some tournaments that just work at the worst times, unfortunately. You're gonna call Dark Elves. You think Ben's gonna claim the title just straight in too? He has been a beast. He's been a beast so far. He's undefeated this entire stream. Anyone back in Zach here? He's done super good. I mean, he took down a move pretty damn well. And even in the game he lost there, he did some fantastic micro. Yeah, Chaos tend to have a few tough matchups. Don't seem to do too good against most of the undead factions. Hey, Zero back in Chaos there, I like it. Does anyone know what the AC clan is as well? I've seen a few. Obviously, a move earlier was Extreme Meme Team, which I heard of before. I'm not sure if I know what AC stands for by Zach here. Just let him know there's no rush. Kind of need Ben the barman to win just for his work colleagues. So he actually owns a bar, and all his work colleagues are watching him. And if he wins, he has to buy them all around. I'm pretty sure those are the rules set out before the tournament even started. So if he wins, he's got to pay up. The Extreme Term Mermaids. Yeah, man, I've heard of them as well. You know, they got a pretty big rivalry of the Extreme Meme team. They're a summer clan. If it stands for air conditioning as a clan, that is amazing. I really hope it is. I don't know if you guys have seen a TV show Community, but there's this ridiculous storyline with this air conditioning crew. I'm watching it through with my housemate at the moment as he hasn't seen it before. It's ridiculous. Yep, party at the bar croissant. I feel like he should also buy a drink for everyone in chat for being so supportive. You know, send it to them via post. I'll be down for that. Looks like they're just taking this obviously very seriously and deciding their armies and what they're going to be going for. As I mean, the title is on the line. Last time, Ben the Bomber had to go the hard way though. It was 2-1 in the final against Consul of Rome, who did very good. I think that was Consul's first tournament as well, and he managed to take out some pretty good players to get there. Actually, no, he played one tournament before. I think that was his second tournament, so he did very good as well. And Ben also had to go 2-1 against Chaos, who's a very good player. I've played on the ladder a few times. Cool, looks like Zach is ready. Just waiting on Ben. You guys all excited for Total War Warhammer 3 when it comes out? Any idea of the races? I know just from tabletop experience, they only, I think, have demons and ogres left of like the standard original factions. But I've heard a lot of talk of Chaos Dwarfs, which should be super fun. I'm not sure if they're going to split the demons up into different factions as well. You know, like Nurgle or all that kind of stuff. I think they're doing a few more Lord packs as well. Before that's actually released. I don't think it's like coming soon, so I don't get anyone's hopes up, but I'm pretty hyped already. So it's like Zach is ready. So Ben obviously taking his time, as he is rightfully earned as the champion here. And how is the sound quality, guys? I know in the first battle it was quite low. I'm trying to sit a bit close to the mic now. I'm having to use in-game mic, which is a pain in the arse, because when you zoom in, I think it actually lowers the mic sound and increases the sound of everyone up on the ground, so it kind of drowns you out a little bit. Mate, Chaos Halflings, that'd be so great. I wonder if they ever bring in like a regiment around Halflings unit. Right. So Zach did say he was ready, so we can start the battle. Oh, make sure he's not asking a question. No, he seems to be all good. So this could be the final game. Can Ben claim the title 2 in a row? He was very unconfident coming into this. I'm not confident at all. He really thought whoever won the first game, if he managed to beat Croissant, would take this, but he's done fantastic so far. He's playing his absolute A-game. So yeah, this map, I love it for... I think we did the same map. It's probably going to be used a lot of the time in the second game of the finals, just because, you know, it's the crawl up the hill, kind of get some really grinding matches fighting for this high ground. I think it's just really thematic for a good finals. So good luck to both of these guys. Falcon, you're mental, man. I love it. I love it, man. They have Doom Centicles as their move slayers. They need to get you involved as a writer, dude. You need to write for Total War 3. Calling it now. I'm gonna message CA. I'll link you up, man. Don't worry. So, we got for a very interesting Dark Elf build here by Ben the Barman. Super heavy cav, and we saw him do this as well earlier, the heavy cav build, and it can work really well because he has great micro. So in the front line, he has 2 units of Dread Spears on the flanks, holding together a couple units of Bleak Swords, so gone pretty chaffy there. They get run over by Chaos Warriors, but do decent against Marauders. In the back, he has 2 units of Dark Shards. Not sure if that's going to be enough to protect them, but it depends on how he uses his cav, if he uses it defensively. He has Slaanesh Harvesters, which are the Doomfly Warlock Regiment of Renown, super good unit. Cold One Knights, a ton of Cold One Knights. And yeah, in the distance, we'll see what the other unit was as well. And some Dark Riders, so super cav heavy here, which went really well for him before, so we'll see if he can play it out again. He does have Marathi up in the air with a lot of nasty spells by the looks of it. So let's have a little look. Soul Stealer, Power of Darkness, Pit of Shades. Okay, yeah, just going absolutely all out here. Soul Blight, Heart Render, and Dark Sword. Okay, just going ridiculous amount of spells there. And yeah, some cold ones in the back as well to play a little bit more defensively. So let's have a little go look at Zach, who's on the back ropes here, but he can bring it back. I have a lot of faith. He has in the front line Chaos Marauders across the front line. Yep, literally all the way across. Let's see where his money's gone into. So he has 2 units of Chaos Trolls. Trolls are actually, I think, pretty decent. Yes, they have poor leadership, but when they run away, they regen, and they come back into the fray. But unfortunately, because of all this cav, they may get chased off the field. Chaos Warhounds with Poison, Chaos Chariot, and let's see. Okay, he's got a load over on this flank. He has some Royal Horsemen, 2 units of those, some Chaos Warhounds, and a Dragon Ogre Shakeoff. It looks like he's expecting some sneakiness by Ben, which is a fair shout because Ben often does deploy units behind them. Fortunately for him, it is Harpy, so they're just going to be able to fly over with kind of limited difficulty. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to catch out both sides there. So on the other side, he also has 2 units of Horsemen, some Chaos Warhounds with Poison, and his Lord, he has gone for the big pigeon himself. Good old, God, how am I going to butcher this name? Sarforiel? Whatever watcher we're going to call him, because I'm terrible at that type of name. Final Transmutation, Plague of Rust, Unbreakable, big pain in the butt. Yeah, Zach just let me know that he's always tried the cav trap. I know you're not stream sniping, man. Everything's on a delay anyway. That's completely fine. I've spoken to all these guys before. I know they don't stream snipe or anything. So it looks like he has managed to catch these Dark Riders. Or the Dark Riders might be able to catch them, to be honest, in this situation. But he probably just wants to pull them back because of those Chaos Warhounds. And over the other flank, of course, the Harpies just float away. So I guess a little bit of free damage there. Looks like he might actually... Oh, he's managed to catch the unit of Dark Riders, and he's obviously going to force them off the field. So that's a great bit of value there. Nice little bit of gold instantly taken up. But because of this, it does look like Ben could actually get to the hill if he wants to. But it looks like he's going to converge on this flank over here. Try and snipe them out. Use his added mobility to get over here and leave these Marauders just stranded. Don't fight them if you don't need to. Yeah, those Dark Riders just got absolutely punished there. Chaos Warhounds, Poison version, popping in there, plus all these Marauder Horsemen. Doing a decent job. Marathi, just flying overhead. Actually a fairly decent melee combatant as well, just because that armor pierce and anti-large that she has. She's got her little halberd there. It looks like these Dark Riders are going to be trading shots with the Horsemasters. Horsemasters obviously pretty elite, but he's got 2 units there. Nice volley going in. Early exchanges there. Doing some nice damage because it's going to be hitting them in the back as well, but it looks like a lot of the shots came up short. So both players just repositioning their armies as well. We have Ben moving up the right-hand flank, and it looks like Zach is going to be responding, pulling them over. And these Harpies, they can be pretty useful. They can chase down the Horsemasters and whatnot, but at the moment they are just getting shot up as he does fall back. Unfortunately, the Vanguard didn't work. And Ben, he's done great Vanguard work through last tournament as well as this tournament. So it is always a good idea actually to do that kind of little trap back there. So just repositioning, trying to use the forest as much as possible. I don't know if he's just trying to conceal these cold ones, or if he's just trying to protect them from any range, but there's not too much range near them at the moment. Rafi's taking a little bit of damage, but nothing she can't heal up with a good old Soul Stealer, which she's obviously going to use at some point during the game. Shots coming in, but Zach doing some great micro here and just pulling those horses away. So, you know, dodging most of the shots there. And this frontline engagement is going to be a bit chaff on chaff. I mean, Marauders aren't the worst. I think they do win against Bleak Swords, but these Bleak Swords are chevroned up a little bit. So it's going to be a grindy fight either way, and it's, to be honest, probably going to come down to all the other elements at play. The power balance is already quite heavily in favour of the Chaos. I suppose they did manage to scare off that unit early on, actually. There's a great early punch there, but that's nothing to worry about this early. So, reposition. None of them wanting to take the hill head on. They've both come round to the sides of it. And it looks like they're going to form their battle lines here. So, half on the hill, half off. Be interesting to see how these trolls do. I mean, they'll be able to stomp down the Bleak Swords fairly effectively, and even these Dread Spears. I know they're anti-large, but they don't do that much damage. Some early shots coming in on some of those Chaos Trolls. They do have regen, however, so probably not the best target at the moment. They're just going to regen that up before they even get into the fray. What's in the back here? So we still have the Cold Ones, and it looks like he's got round the flank with all his Cold Ones and slash his Harvesters and whatnot. So they're obviously waiting for this frontline engagement to start, and he'll try and sneak in the back, do a bit of hammer and anvil. Shots coming in, just shooting out these Chaos Marauders, but they're shielded, they're cheap, they're not too fussed. They're not going to raise their shield, instead they're going to raise their axes and crash into these Dread Spears. They should deal with them with no problem. Dread Spears will hold the line for a little while, but overall in a long fight, they're not going to win that. Rapids coming in to help try and break down these Chaos Marauders. We do have a Chaos Chariot that I failed to notice before coming in, trying to just slam down on these Bleak Swords. They have been countercharged, however, by the Dark Rider, and I'm assuming a Soul Stealer has gone down. Yes, it has indeed. Chaos are overloading this flank up here. They're going to be able to break through these Dread Spears fairly comfortably. Bleak Swords not doing as bad. They are being helped out by some Dark Shards, and there's a massive spell came down here, I think. I'm not really sure what happened there. The Bleak Swords do start to rout. The Dark Riders do rout, and also the Chaos Marauders. Here's Shades coming down. Great cast there on these very non-mobile unit here, the Chaos Marauders, plus some of the Horsemasters. Zach obviously not paying attention and getting those guys caught. I believe it was a transmutation of lead that came down here to do that much damage. And the Chaos have just punched straight through that front line there, and they've now surrounded Marathi, not where she wants to be. She's pretty good against all these units around here, all these large ones, but she's going to get beaten down just by sheer numbers there. Looks like the Cav fight did come into play, but a final transmutation has been popped down, and these guys are just getting torn up. Word of Pain went down as well to try and counter a bit, but I think it's a little bit too late. The power balance is going even heavier now in the direction of Chaos, as all these Dark Elf units do just start to break. Some Marauders could probably pop on them and chase them down a little bit. However, he's hitting back Ben. He's chasing down this unit over here of Marauder Horsemasters with the Harpies, which is a nice catch. And where is Marafit? She's still in decent health. He still has a shout. Here she is. She's right in the middle of a load of trolls. So yes, she's anti-large, but that's a lot of trolls to try and kind of smash your way through. I don't think she's going to be allowed to escape. She's trying to force her way out. Takes down a couple of the Horsemasters there. I don't think Zach's going to let her get away there. He is being beaten down, or she, sorry. Power of balance now, going even heavier in favour of Chaos, and I just can't see what the Dark Elf's going to do here. These Spearmen are going to be offline. Small pocket strength at the back here, but realistically, it's a small amount of troops that aren't going to do too much. Dark Riders and these Cold One Knights, however, can do a decent amount of damage. Cold One Knights are coming charging, trying to save Marathi. She has a Soul Sealer to drop down here, that'd be super nice. He's chucking everything in now to save Marathi. If she goes down, that is 100% going to be game. If she survives, he has a small chance, but there's a really healthy Dragon Ogre right here, and of course the Everwatcher, the big pigeon. So I think he's going to struggle. Marathi does go up into the air. Very brave Cold One Knights there, charging in, breaking off these trolls and some Marauders here. So he's fighting, he's going down with a swing here. He will not go silently into the night. Champion fighting like a true champion. Some nasty spells, or nasty witchcraft going down here by Snatcher's Harvesters. Popping some spells down on these Chaos Marauders, and it looks like they have managed to break them. So he's winning battles over different elements of the field. Managed to get this back a bit more under control here. He's pinging off units wherever he can with the Harpies and whatnot. Looks like they have routed, but the main force just crumbled. Although, massive turnaround here. He has managed to scale off 2 units of Chaos Trolls. If he can hunt these guys down and shatter them, that can be huge right now. And he really needs to chase these guys down. They're going to be regenerating. Let's see, their health is just going up. He does not want to keep fighting. Looks like a Word of Pain has been popped down on the Dragon Ogre there. And Marathi is charging into the Everwatcher here. She is anti-large, she can do a decent amount of damage, but that bodyguard of his, the Dragon Chekhov, is going to absolutely demolish her. And as you can see, she does go down. If she had survived and not taken that engagement and he'd chased off these units, maybe, but I don't think it enough to take down that Chekhov. So it is 1-1. He's managed to equal it up there. And the finals is going all the way, which is what we love to see. We love to see that. So well played to both these guys. So before I forget, let's actually go to the map. Oh. Why is it being weird? There we go. Which is a Stelia too. So pretty damn good final so far, going all the way, which we love to see. Any predictions for the final now? Or do you guys need to wait and see their matchups? Just quickly check on chat as well. We're waiting for them to decide matchups. Make sure I'm all caught up. Whoever picks Lizard should win. I agree 100% with that statement. I think Lizard should win 100% of the time. Just it's the only logical answer. They're just too awesome. Cool, they're just sorting through matchups. Oh, Lizardmen versus Tomb Kings. I find that's quite tough for Lizardmen. Unless you have to go Mass Saurus with it, I think, with a Slam. Let them sort that out. Yeah, nothing beats T-Rex, exactly. Interested to see what they pick. Are you guys rooting for anyone in particular? Do you want a returning champion, or would you like some new blood in the tournament? Cool, just one out. Might be High Elves versus Tomb Kings by the looks of it. I'm not sure who's got this. To be honest, both have been playing very well. Ben's backline harass has been on point pretty much. Zach's has been fantastic all tournament. Of course, on that first round, he had a little bit of a slip up, leaving his orcs behind and whatnot. But apart from that, his micro, as well as Ben's, been on point. So really, it's anyone's game at the moment. Did he play High Elves? I'm trying to think of the first matchup was. No, it was Greenskins versus Skaven. Dimmy demanding Beastmen. Will one of these guys be the hero Dimmy deserves and needs? I don't think so. I think it's High Elves versus Tomb Kings. Sorry, man. I can ask him, man, if you want. I can ask him, but... Well, you say you ignored it. I just sent in the message, so I'm sure he's going to stick High Elves though. Yeah, I agree, man. No Lizards, that's a shame. We have seen some great Lizard play earlier, though. by Zach himself, in fact. Some great Lizard play up against A Move Hacker, and A Move Hacker, I believe, used Lizardmen as well in the first round. Yeah, nice to see a lot of you guys in here. If you are enjoying, please do leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Patreon down below, videos every week, all that standard stuff. As long as I can stay awake, that is. I'm surprised, I've had like no sleep the last couple of days, but I've been pretty pumped for this, so. He's asking, man. He's asking. I mean, if he wins, if Zach is fine with it, he will. Jesus. I think it's a bad matchup, but... We'll see, man. You may get your wish. I mean, if Zach wants to change as well, to make it a bit fairer, because I can't see that going too well, but he'll be a true champion. There's screams for lizards. Can lizards and beastmen, is that a good matchup? I feel like that really favours lizardmen, to be honest. I don't think they have enough armor piercings to have enough big dinos. Actually, they've got race calls and stuff, but I'll stick high elves. Alright, no worries, man. Ben is sticking high elves. I'm sorry, guys. There is going to be... He does say sorry to you, though. But it's going to be no beastmen. Yeah, it's pretty high stakes. I mean, it is for the final... It's the final game. Like, a couple of mistakes can cost you this right now. And he is the return champion. He needs to try and defend that. How do you guys feel about this matchup? How even do you think High Elves versus Tomb Kings is? So yeah, probably try and do one of these every 2 weeks on Wednesdays, as long as my schedule stays the same, and like my work schedule and whatnot doesn't move around, and just yeah, keep it growing basically. It's fun to have a couple of midweek tournaments in there as well, like at least a consistent one, because as I said before, like, I consume a lot of the tournaments that tend to happen like every week or every other week, whatever, tend to be on weekends, so try and fill that midweek gap a little bit. You never saw him to Batman again. Come on, man. You need him to win. He gets to buy all his colleagues drinks if he wins. Surely that's enough to turn the tide without taking the Beastmen. Looks like they are in the chat. Oh, mate, you may be saved. Zach's asking. He said he could go Beastmen. Crossing up. Have you actually been to his bar? If so, what's it actually like? How may be pretty cool to go. Ah, it was in Australia. That's a slight problem. I feel like Ben is English, though, I thought. I'm not sure. I may be mistaken there, though. Wickedy, that sounds like a plan. Just move to the bar. He'd be super chill, because he'd probably just let you play Total War the whole time. So you could just like live stream the bar. You know how like a lot of pubs, they do the film matches on the big screens? Just plug in your laptop instead. Spread Total War to the world, man. Nothing better than a bit of drunk Total War. Yeah, the mind games are real. There's no rush. How long's the stream been going on for so far? half 10 hours, almost 2.5 hours, which is a bit longer than last time. I was going to try and keep it under 2 hours, but it's fine. For those people who can't stay or have had to drop out before, the video of course gets uploaded automatically by YouTube. It takes a little while to render and all that kind of crap, to process itself and put itself up. And the last time it actually missed the first 10 minutes, and like an hour later it added them in. It was bizarre. But it will be up, so if you're coming late, don't worry, you can go back and watch all of them. I think Ben's probably going to stick with High Elves there. I don't think he wants that matchup, because he'll just bring a load of contracts, and then what are the Beastmen really going to do? Minotaurs get punted around, like the Gorballs do, and as long as they just fend off your throne axes, there's not much you can really do against them. Yeah, come on guys. Let's get this going. Just try and get them to move along a little bit. Don't want there to be like a big gap. And it looks like he's got his high elves already ready, so do you know the best way, man, to ensure that Beastmen get involved in this tournament, man? It's to enter yourself. I'm just saying, if you enter, you can choose Beastmen to your heart's content. Sweet. Looks like they're good to go. Should be good fun. Who's your money on them? High Elves or Tomb Kings? Sweet, Dimmy. That sounds dope, man. We'll get you into the next one. What I normally do is advertise it on the channel a little bit and then put it down on the Discords, but I'll write a list down, because I think someone else earlier in the chat, I'll go back and see it, wanted to play. I'll make a list of players and I'll just message you guys on Discord. I'm almost the big Discord, so I'm sure I can find you there. And I'll set it up with you guys and give you guys plenty of notice when the tournament's going to be. So pretty cool map here. There is a hill either side, so you can play defensive if you want. Also a lot of trees for a lot of sneakiness, which both these players, especially Ben, is known for. So let's see how it goes. So, for Ben the Barman, the defending champion, we've got the High Elves, and for his lord, he has gone for Tyrion. What a lad, here is flaming sword. And does he have the most annoying thing in the world? Yes, the Heart of Avalon. That was the curse of me against Lotus Moon. It is a pain when this guy just bumps all the way back to nearly full health. And all his normal buffs, including Sunfang. He's got a Mage of Heavens here, with a couple of looking like buff spells. So Curse of Midnight Wind, obviously very good. Wind Blast and Harmonic Convergence. Now for his main line, he has gone for Spearmen, which are chevroned up. So these guys are going to hold for a long old time. And a couple of units of Phoenix Guard as well, a bit more elite in the background. And the Pure Main Company. These guys give a Guardian aura, which is super useful, especially if, Tyrion's getting in there. Really added bonus, and they're quite a tough unit in their own right anyway. He does also have 2 units of basic archers, not enough money for sisters with that kind of heavy front line. And he has gone for the Flamesfire Phoenix. So plenty of potential here for healing to pop off without any, Law of Life mages. The Phoenix, I believe, has a 50% chance of healing, and I think Tyrion's is 100%, which is just... it's horrible to play against. So for the Tomb Kings, and for Zach Bisane here, trying to claim the title, he has gone for Cetra the Imperishable, of course he has, the undefeated, in the back here, on top of his little horse. So let's see what he's gone for. A lot of spells, whatnot, the Blessed Blade, Incantation of Desecration, all these good different stuff. I've only actually used the Tomb Kings once. I got the DLC yesterday for them, but they're pretty fun. They're actually my favourite undead faction. So Tomb Guard with halberds on the flanks, front line of skeleton warriors mixed in with the Tomb Guard by the looks of it. He has gone for a couple of units of skeleton chariots. These guys can do great value for you as long as you don't get them pinned down, of course. He does also have 3 units of Ushopti great bows, one of them being the Regiment Renowned version. I despise these guys. They're so horrible, especially in the Lizardman matchup, and of course I main Lizardmen. They're just so frustrating. They're such a good unit overall. Pretty tanky as well, even if you manage to catch them. There's also got some Nekakar Horsemen there. And in the back, it looks like we missed for Ben. He does have some Illyrian Reaver archers who can pop in and be a bit of a pain. There's also a vanguard all the way over in the distance here of some skeleton horseman archers, so kind of a bit of a mirror on each side there. Cool, good. So when they start going. Cool, let's get this underway. So just doing a little cheeky look at chat there, but I'll put that down now. We're good to get started. Cool, so the final is underway. So super exciting actually. Who is your money on? Is it going to be the returning champion, Ben the Barman, or Zach B. Sane, the destroyer of a move hacker? He's had to grind his way up and some ridiculous damage out of the gate. This is what I mean, you shot to Great Bow's first volley, look how much damage they've done instantly. They're very, very powerful. But apart from that, what's his best target going to be? Probably the Phoenix Guard, I would say. Yeah, he's already starting to pepper those guys down, as they are going to be a bit of a pain when they get into combat. There's not much here that will be able to actually tank them. I mean, chariots will struggle. I mean, as long as they push through, it's not too bad. It's not great. They can tear down the Shopsy, and I mean, skeleton warriors aren't exactly going to do too much. So Phoenix is hiding out the edge of the battlefield there. It's a wise move for now. Just bring it in when you actually need it. And it looks like Tyrion is going around the flank. Probably going to drop a Sunfang down as well at some point. Is Illyrian Reavers? I'll just chill him. Archer fire coming in. Let's see what they're targeting down. Looks like we're trying to ping down these Tomb Guard of Halberds. Pretty decent matchup there. They do not have shields, do they? Oh no, they do have shields. But it's nice to pick them apart, and a good frontal charge coming with those chariots. I like seeing this play. Frontal charges can work really well. As long as they don't get pinned in. It looks like one of them has been pinned in though. So he may actually lose a model or two, which would be a bit disappointing for him, obviously. Archers come in, just helping the spearmen win against the halberds, where elsewhere these skeleton warriors aren't going to do great. And in the back, it looks like Tyrion has managed to catch some chariots. He's going to be pinned in place with these Tomb Guard, whereas he not wants to be. They're anti-large, of course he is large himself. He can, I mean, he has still killed quite a few of them, but he just does not want to be stuck up against them. A big Sunfang coming down, but great play by Zach, great micro, pulling away and managing to dodge that. Illyrian Reavers took a lot of damage in the back. I think they probably charged something accidentally. And it looks like the Phoenix has popped in, trying to do some damage to Setcher, trying to snipe him out with his flaming attack. A wind blast in the distance does pretty much delete a unit of Tomb Guard. Fantastic cast there. The Phoenix Guard are starting to push through the front line. This is anyone's game so far. It's super close. Power balance is slightly, however, in Zach's favour, because in the back, these skeleton horsemen have managed to pick apart these archers, driving them off with the skeleton chariots as well. So some great free value there. Looks like the Illyrian Reavers are running for the hills, so it is looking a little bit sketchy for Ben. But we've seen him on the back foot and seen him come back before. Mage is running for the hills, and this Phoenix is pretty battered now. Still could get its heel off. The front line got some wavering spearmen, but the Phoenix Guard are still fairly healthy across the board, and they're going to be tough to take down. With cycle charging or just army losses in general, you know, you can leave them to the end, I suppose. So we have some rallying units over here. Looks like the Illyrian Reavers have rallied. But in the back, it is a bit of a disaster. Those archers have been shut down, and they've been super useful just for that constant fire on these chaffy troops. We do have some fire poops coming down, though, by the Flames Phoenix. Pop them down, help them break these Tomb Guards, and allow them to be cut down that little bit quicker. These Shopsy really need to be shut down, though. It does look like Cedra has been caught. The Pure Main Company charging in here with the Mage of Heavens, trying to ping them in place, and they're doing a decent amount of damage. I mean, if you can pull down Cedra somehow, maybe get Tyrion over there as well. This game's certainly not lost here. It's certainly still anyone's game, as the front line does finally start to crumble, which is great for Ben, and he's flanking around the sides now. He's going to pop on top of his Tomb Guard and really start breaking them down. Like our horsemen have been charged in the rear by spearmen. They're not going to have a good day here. Tyrion has come running in. He's going to be popping all his buffs down, I'm sure. There he goes. And he will demolish Setzer if he's left that fight alone. So fantastic fight back so far. Super close game. So in the background, we just have skeleton horseman archers who are wasting shots now. They're chasing down a unit which has shattered. So they need to come back. And that looks about it. So actually, it's not looking too bad. I mean, these skeletons are starting to break. These Phoenix Guards should beat down these Tomb Guards. They need to get through them quicker, though, and get onto this back line is the problem. They are about to break that right flank. If they can chase down these Shopsy, they're in good shape. The Shopsy are doing a huge amount of damage to this Flamesfire Phoenix. I'm not... Oh, it looks like he did have his regen, though, coming, so he's fairly healthy. You do not want him routing off right now. Great new Shopsy summon on top of Tyrion here, putting him in place and trying to save Setzer, who is cackling and escaping. It looks like he's managed to catch the Mage of Heavens and chase him off. It's a great pick, so he turned a bad situation into a good situation there. I think that could be game if he manages to survive with Cetra and scare this mage off. But punching back straight away, Flamesfire Phoenix is hopping on Cetra, doing a decent amount of damage, but he does start to rout. The fact these Ushopti have been on, just been allowed to shoot this entire time has been huge. Phoenix Guard have finally got into them, but they've already got, what, 14 kills, 22, and a lot of that has been doing damage onto the big Flamesfire Phoenix, which could have been a menace in the night. But unfortunately, it looks like it has been mainly neutered. So over on the flanks, it looks like Mecha Horseman arguably winning this joust situation over here. Phoenix Guard holding strong, but there's just not enough of them left. However, Tyrion coming in with the snipe. Might be able to take out Cetra here. Tyrion running in, pops Foe Seeker. There's no way Cetra's getting out of this, surely. He does pop down the Nero's Incantation though, 44% physical resist. Clutch play there, may be able to save him. Can Tyrion bring him down? He's down to 500 health. I think he's going to escape, you know. Our Spearman though, running in to plug the gap. Phoenix Guard, he's chucking everything into this fight to try and hold him down. And it looks like he may go down 470. He's trying to force away, and he does skitter away. Super unlucky for Ben. If he managed to destroy him there, looks like the Phoenix did manage to finally hop into some Chosen, but they're decent combatants, and with Crossfire, looks like he was dragged down. At this point, Zach is just going to leave Cetra out of the battle. There's no way there's no need at all to get into this fight anymore. Just use the bows to shoot down the Phoenix Guard, surround Tyrion, and drag him down. There's not much he can do. So we do have some rallying Spearmen in the distance, but they're going to be chased down probably by Cetra now, who, to be honest, that's all he should be used for now. Chase them down and a bit of a leadership aura. And it looks like Zach is going to be the champion this week, dethroning the mighty Ben the Barman. These Ushopti flinging shots in left, right, and centre, and Tyrion stands alone. The king stands alone, and there is no recurring charge to come to take them, I'm afraid. And it looks like he is going to get dragged down. So yeah, is there anything left on the field? I don't think so. Everything's broken or running. It's only a matter of time before Tyrion breaks. He's doing a huge amount of damage though. I mean, if he still has a Sunfang, maybe drop it along these Tomb Guard, but then he's just going to get pinged apart. These Ushopti can just, I mean, they're all obstructed at the moment, so not actually shooting, but they could just kite him, you know, send them all in different directions, pin them apart. You don't need to engage against Tyrion here. And yeah, he's even got horses with a lot of arrow ammo left. But then again, Tyrion's very fast. We can't chase him down with this horse. Fantastic Sunfang, so he looks like he's doing just that. These Tomb Guard are probably going to start crumbling pretty badly now. Halberd's doing fairly decent, but Tyrion surely can't pull this out. I mean, maybe. I mean, Cetra's really weak, but there's still a lot of ammo left on these shops, and I think that's probably... If these guys had run out of ammo, I think he'd be fine, but... Yeah, Tyrion up to 71. What do you guys think? Do you think there's any way Tyrion can solo this? If he gets his fat heal maybe, stays and fights, gets out of these halberds. I mean, if he gets rid of those, it's just the Ushopti are going to crossfire him. And yeah, there he does. He does go down and break. So very well played. We have a new champion. So Zach has taken the throne from Ben the Barman. Very well played to him though. Tried his best to defend there. Got all the way to the final, forced it to the last game. So fantastic play. Great play all round by both players. Just congratulate them quickly. What is this? Cetra does not serve. That is straight facts. Yeah, so well played. Both players played super good there. No worries, Ben. No worries. Always happy to host. So a little quick look at chat here before we set off. Mate, all I see in the chat is something about Grimgor, and whatever it is, I agree. GG, should have gone with Beastman, exactly. If he went Beastman, would have won that. But yeah, good finals, very close overall. I mean, pushed it away to the final game, couldn't have asked for much more there. Yeah, man, yeah, definitely Wickedy, man. Look forward to the next one, get you in there. So, it was fun. Thanks again for hosting. I'll watch tomorrow. See you soon, man. Yeah, super great game. So very well done to all the competitors. All 4 competitors that competed did absolutely fantastic. Starting to mumble over my words now. Super tired, so I'm going to head off, guys, and catch some sleep. So cheers for tuning in. Again, if you did like it, please do like, sub, all that stuff. If you want to get involved, just let me know. So once again, I'll say well done, champ. Well, champ, well deserved. Cool. See if there's any final questions left. Thanks for streaming. No worries. Honestly, cheers, guys. Super big thank you to you guys for tuning in. See a lot of big names actually from the community in here. So it's really nice to see you guys. Thanks for the support. And I'll be doing these every couple of weeks. So hopefully see you soon and get a couple of you guys in here. That's going to be it for me. So peace out, guys. Stay awesome. And I'll probably have another video up tomorrow, I assume. So yeah, catch you later. Cheers for tuning in.